Let's go Falcons! Hey yo, batter up, let the bout begin. Solano Falcons, bout to show you how you win. Cause this is our year, man, forget the past. We taking over right now with our pitching staff. Yo, it's game time, so let the games begin. Solano on the field and we gain and a win. Hey yo, it's game time, don't you hear the people chant? Cause this is our house, make way for the champ, it's game time.
That fastball hits the zone, brings it to 1-1.
Yeah. I think that's my first experience of being the voice of God.
Yeah, that was really loud there.
Yeah.
So I apologize, folks, for the pause.
I like it. Keep it that way. I just want to hear my voice rain down on Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium.
Yeah, the game started good with Natter getting the runner at first out with the pickoff play, and then just started to like kind of turn over against him. But hopefully Natter can get out with the 2-1 count right here.
That breaking ball hits the zone, brings it to 2-2. And like you said, Brian, that seems to about the aggressive hitting from the Blue Devils. First pitch, and starting off the game. That's exactly, if you're a high-powered offensive team in the Blue Devils, hitting 274 collectively as a team. That seems to be what's brought them to the record at 8-5.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you talk about solid strikeout percentage for Jackson, one of their best hitters at 20%, 10 strikeouts and 50 at-bats. You obviously see the philosophy is swing hard, see ball, hit ball. It's as simple as that sometimes.
I mean, it's been working for them, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
11 home runs to the 274 batting average.
Swing and a miss from Lopez, and that'll end the inning. So Blue Devils able to jump on Natter quickly as they put on 3 in the first, and then now your starting lineup for your Solano Falcons. Welcome, everybody. Chris Savaglia along with Brian Nelson and Soa Balazi here on the Solano College Sports Network. We apologize for the inconvenience as we're on finally in the bottom of the first. We had some technical difficulties in the top half. So, the Blue Devils visiting, Merced against the Falcons. Falcons playing much better as of late, going 3-3 in the past 6 games after starting the year just 1-6. So what has been the recipe of success for the Falcons this far in the past 6 games?
Well, during non-conference play, there was a switch-up in the lineup where at the beginning of the year, Roberto Diaz, the shortstop, started batting leadoff or at the 2-hole, as he is one of the quickest batters, has a really good control of the bat. Obviously, is a leadoff type of hitter, but it wasn't exactly working out. So they moved him down to the 9-hole, and he's been on fire as of late. And to replace him in the top of the lineup, they had Cody Gregory move up into the 2nd hole, and he's been on fire as well. So that's really solidified this lineup.
As Verrett takes a first pitch for a ball. Starting pitcher for the Blue Devils, Michael Juarez.
Yeah, Juarez with that sidewinder delivery, very even lower than 3/4.
Whips across his body. Really uses everything he has.
Yeah, you usually don't see that out of a starter too much, that type of motion. Very interesting to see how long he'll go in this
It takes
game.
a lot on your arm. The 2-0 to Verrett. Fastball finds the zone, 2-1.
And it could be that Merced's going with the philosophy that sometimes Solano uses, where they'll have Gutierrez start and really just have him start out strong for 3 innings and then go to somebody in the bullpen that's like a long reliever.
Hit on the right field. Back goes Steely. and able to make the catch for the first out.
Yeah, Steely looked very at ease in right field there on that fly ball from Verrett. Very well struck, but just right at one of the Blue Devil defenders.
Track that one well, as that'll bring up Cody Gregory, left fielder for your Falcons.
Yeah, Cody Gregory is a player on the Falcons that has completely took everyone by surprise. He usually gets the pinch hitting role, but he actually got a start a few games ago and has been on fire. And really excited to see what he has to do today.
As that first pitch from Juarez hits the zone, 0-1.
Yeah, we've seen Cody Gregory on Solano College Sports Network for the better part of 3 years. He's actually done a broadcast with me to play, and him as color commentator when he redshirted his freshman year. And then his freshman year playing, he had some starts in the outfield as well. Was definitely a key piece, and he's been on fire since he's been in the starting lineup.
That's a ground ball to Jantz over at second. 2 frakes for the second out.
Yeah, and a player to watch for me on Merced was Dylan Jackson. In his first at-bat, he had an RBI with the fielder's choice, but prior to that at-bat, he was 20 for 50, 400 batting average, 12 RBIs, 2 home runs, but his Achilles heel is a strikeout. He has 10 strikeouts in those 50 at-bats. Like Brian said that you guys didn't hear, obviously, was a 20% strikeout rate. So that goes along for everyone on Merced. Like Brian said, they're very aggressive and they kind of have the see ball, hit ball kind of mentality. So if you get them on quickly and make them swing on pitches that aren't good and ground out strikeout or whatever, it's going to be a recipe for success.
So first pitch to Jared Denning, swing and a miss on a healthy cut. That one gets away from Sanchez. Evens it up at 1.
Interesting tactic from Merced. The coaches had Avila and Butterfield out in center and left shade. Denny to go opposite field here a little bit from playing him straight up.
That's a ground ball once again over to Jantz to end the inning. So quick work from Juarez, able to work a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors as we head to the top of the second.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Blake Jantz, second baseman for Merced, will lead it off in the top of the second.
Yeah, 8-9-1-2 up for Merced. Let's see if Teddy Natter can maybe take advantage of the spot on the lineup.
Yeah, have a nice bounce back inning, but not a good way to start this one off as he hits Jantz to put him on.
Yeah, one pitch immediately put on a Blue Devil runner there. Blake Jantz, a freshman, second baseman, is on with one pitch, and out of the stretch, it seemed Natter struggled a little bit in that top of the first. Obviously, with our audio troubles, we couldn't provide the analysis that we actually provided, but the first 4 batters reached. Only a pickoff was able to put out one of those Blue Devil base runners.
As number 9 hitter, Eddie Avila shows bunt, but fouls that one off.
Yeah, it's really dangerous to have these Blue Devils on base because we saw in the first inning they're really aggressive, and they're okay, it seems like, with making those errors where it's like they take too big of a lead or something like that. So for Natter, just for him to just induce that double play and at least just clear the bases
Avila showing bunt. That one misses low. Back pick from Denning, not in time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, having runners on base is kind of like a bug that you're trying to swat away, but you can't really get to them. So it's always going to be in the back of his head.
Yeah, and here it looks like Merced going with the approach of trying to sacrifice to move Jansen to scoring position for those aggressive hitters.
That one misses. 2-1.
And sometimes when you're on the mound, you just got to let the guy give you an out, especially when it's been difficult to provide outs early on for Natter. Sometimes you just want to lay one in there just to get an out and kind of get your momentum a little bit on track.
And that seems to be a problem for some pitchers is when a hitter shows a bunt, as that's bunted and fielded fair in front of the plate from Denning, but an errant throw gets away from Diaz at second. So that'll be first and second, no outs with the top of the order up.
Yeah, just aggressive. We talked about aggression from Merced's batting, but there Denning trying to be uber aggressive and try to get Jance over at second. But there, it shows when aggression doesn't pay off, and you'd have to have a perfect throw to get Jance, who is obviously on his toes, ready to advance to second base, should anything be put in play.
So nice base running from Jance as that first pitch misses to Duran.
Yeah, but it was good because, the error wasn't that bad because at least Isaiah was back there to back up Diaz. Essentially, the Gents didn't advance to third, didn't get the extra 90 feet. So at the end of the day, he stole the base and just let it be.
Duran shows bunt. That one misses low. 2-0.
Yeah, and Duran singled, and he was the man who was caught stealing in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, had that nice bunt single down the third baseline.
And that's something I think Solano needs to work on as well from the last game. They kind of took advantage of the small ball, and there were a couple of bunt singles in that game. And here Duran reached to start the ball game off.
Bunts it, but foul and heads towards the Falcon dugout.
And obviously Denning with the choice there of the sacrifice bunt to go to second instead of try to get the sure out at first. I think the small ball play is now one of those little things that the Solano Falcons will start to work on as conference play looms.
Yeah, that, and I feel like defense too, because I feel like they think more of the next play instead of the play in front of them, like what Denning did. He thought of, let me get the lead runner instead of the sure first out at first base.
That's bunted by Duran down the third baseline. Denning lets it go foul.
And that's the only play there, as you just hope it rolls foul, as that was a really good bunt attempt from Duran as it rolled down the line, but clearly as it hit the lip of the grass, it was rolling foul, and as soon as it isn't foul, it's smart by Denning to pick it up because you don't want to hit it the opposite grass lip and roll back into fair play, and then it's a fair ball, and then his base is loaded.
Really wanted to see Denning get on his belly right there and blow it foul. I forgot who did that, but that's still one of my favorite plays.
I feel like you see that all the time, though. Maybe not so much in the bigs, but, whether that be like other college ball or minor league ball, I feel like I see that all the time. The 2-2 misses. That almost hits the back foot of Duran, brings it to a full count.
Yeah, that's exactly where Natter wanted to put that slider, back foot slider. That's typical lefty kind of philosophy when you have a slider a la Randy Johnson. Not to say that Natter's Randy Johnson, but just the philosophy of put that slider at the back foot, try to make him chase 2-2.
The 3-2 in the dirt as runners were going, so that'll load the bases with Steely on his way up.
Brian, Chris and I are known for our player comps. Who do you think Natter? You said not Randy Johnson, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. They're not 6'10" guys growing on trees, and especially community college baseball. Those guys get swooped up D1 automatically or go straight to the minors or get drafted. See, Natter's about 5'10", lefty. I don't know, like Breslow? That's just because he's kind of short and left-handed, but I don't know. Nobody really stands out like off the top of my head for Natter.
Yeah, that's something you'd probably have to really think about.
Yeah, I mean, left-handed specialists are unique to say the least.
You can make it. The fact that you can make it in the bigs as just like you said, a left-handed specialist and work just one inning every few days.
If you're lucky.
Tell me that's not the best job though. You come in like one at bat and you get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not, and you get to chill in the bullpen. Come on.
dream job.
Well, until like you're facing the top left-handed batters in all of Major League Baseball. As somebody who's a Red Sox fan, I would not want to face David Ortiz in his prime coming out of the bullpen. That's my one job to do. It's like, okay, way to set me up for success. Like, just have me face David Ortiz every time we play the Red Sox in a 3-game series.
That'd be asking for a lot.
I would mention a Yankees great left-handed hitter, but I don't think you have one.
I don't think so. I don't think
That one's flared into right field, tailing foul. Brian, our big lefty now for the Yankees is Greg Bird.
Oh.
If he stays
I've never
healthy.
heard that person. I'm just kidding.
if he stays healthy, that is.
Whenever someone says like left-handed specials versus a left-hander, of course, I think of Javier Lopez against Josh Hamilton in 2010 World Series. Josh Hamilton was such a stud, though. The big,
unfortunate what's happened to him in the past few years.
But the fact that he got his life together to the point where he could be at the top of baseball, be one of the highest paid players in the league, and have those moments of like the home run derby in New York.
Yeah.
That one's popped up right side. Unable to even think about it is Gutierrez. 2-2.
Yeah, it's a big battle here with nobody out, bases loaded. Natter, obviously a strikeout situation with 2-2. We saw a back foot slider last time. It was a 2-2 count. We'll see what he does here.
Maybe a changeup blown away. That's a slider swung on and missed for the first out.
That's what Natter needed. He needed to put away Steely, with a strikeout, not advance any of the runners, especially down 3-0 in this ball game already. You want to limit the damage here if you can.
So that'll bring up Butterfield, who singled up the middle last inning.
Yeah, and Steely's at bat. I was going to say a ground ball, get the double play, trade it in for a run would be good, but with that big strikeout right there, it's going to definitely boost his confidence. And then in this situation against Butterfield, you kind of look for that double play to get out the inning.
And Corral's playing in on the grass, and so is Gutierrez.
1-1.
Not playing him to bunt necessarily, just playing in so if there's something sharply hit, you can go home and get that runner from third, Jance, before he scores that fourth run for Merced.
That one gets away from Natter.
Yeah, Gutierrez playing the same way as Corral is on third. So exactly what Brian's saying. Not necessarily the bunt, but like you said, just that sharp. They call it the hot corners for a reason.
3-1. And not what you want if you're Natter behind in the count. With the bases loaded, we'll see if Butterfield gets a fastball here. Looking to do big damage, put the Blue Devils on the board once again.
Natter taking his time here and obviously trying to disrupt the timing of Butterfield, but he calls timeout just in time.
So 3-1 count. Obviously a hitter's count for Butterfield. What do you expect from Natter here to throw?
You got to challenge him right here.
As he does, and that's fouled right side.
That's perfect. You want to challenge him, but don't give him something tempting to hit that he can do something with. Put it perfectly on the outside corner. All Butterfield could do with it is foul it off.
Maybe see a changeup here?
Yeah, especially when you're playing off the fastball 3-1.
As he finds a fastball driven into right field, just foul.
Yeah, instead, it looked like he kind of doubled him up and went with the exact same pitch, exact same location, and he was close to scoring that one right down that right field line, but Butterfield just sliced it a little foul.
Keeps Butterfield's hands extended as he was just inches away from extra bases.
There you got a good shot from behind home plate of Merced just letting that bat kind of rest straight up and down. It's kind of a funny image right before this tense situation. 3-2, bases loaded.
The 3-2 from Natter. Misses low, so an RBI walk for Butterfield puts the Blue Devils on the board to 4-0.
I don't know what's worse, if you let a guy beat you with a base hit or if you walk someone in. Like, what hurts more?
Well,
it's almost like a walk because it's like something that you could have prevented.
Exactly.
With,
it's the kind of mental drain it takes on you where it's like you missed your location, so that's kind of on you where if somebody gets a hit, you kind of tip your cap to them.
That first pitch to Frakes misses, and not what exactly you expected from Natter to start off this game. And
And it looks like there's a little bit of activity in the Solano bullpen.
Ground ball through the hole for a base hit. Getting the wave in is Duran. And that's cut off by Corral to extend the lead for the Blue Devils, 6-0.
That's the second and third RBIs in the game so far for Ryan Frakes, the first baseman. Obviously, in the cleanup position, that's where Merced wants Frakes to be in with runners on, a chance to drive in some runs, and he's driven in 3 so far in only 2 innings.
So for Frakes, that'll be his 18th RBI on the season. A powerhouse machine. First and second, 1 out. As Jackson takes a first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, we're not really used to seeing Natter like that, like this, because in his last game he went 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. So he was that strikeout machine, and in this game he just can't really get at those jams that you really want to see your pitcher get out of.
That swung on, hit into right center. Back goes Krebs and Verrett. Verrett looks to be there and does to make the catch. Tagging over there is Butterfield to third. Frakes stays put at first.
That's good.
2 down.
Good communication from Verrett and Krebs. You kind of get that chemistry working out together of a ball split between right field and center field. But Verrett, as a center fielder, has the call there. As if he has the best angle, he calls off Krebs, and he did, and puts it away for out number 2.
And it looked like Verrett right off the ball. Or right off the bat.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got a good read compared to Krebs, and Krebs looked like he was kind of looking for it still, kind of unsure.
Yeah, Krebs is kind of adjusting to that corner outfield position.
That's a tough spot to be put in.
Yeah.
You know, he was all over the place. We saw him in summer for the Rockhounds being played all over, pitching, third base, everywhere.
Recruited as a catcher, and then he hurt his knee, so obviously less strenuous as a corner outfielder. But we see his benefit in the lineup offensively, as he really provides really good protection for Denning and Gutierrez, and he can split them if you want to go left, right, left, or if you just want somebody that's a good solid hitter behind those 2 power guys.
Yeah, and then looking into the bullpen as he takes that for a strike, it looks like it's Danny Zaldivar, who has 8 innings under his belt with 18 hits. He has a 5.19 ERA. And, that's his case per 9. His ERA is 8. So just looking to help out his team right now and just anything that he can do.
As Sanchez is down on strikes to end the inning. So the Blue Devils able to add 3 more in the top half of the second. Falcons looking to add something in the bottom half.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network. My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network. My name is Jared Denning. Thank
Nate Gutierrez will go ahead and lead off the bottom of the second for the Falcons. Gutierrez with a .279 batting average, 3 home runs, which actually leads the Bay Valley Conference.
Nice.
Had that big 2 home run game against the American River Beavers last week. As that first pitch to him misses.
You know, I heard from LeBron that chicks dig the long ball.
I did see that interview, and he was, he didn't look mad. He was kind of digging it too himself. That fastball hits the zone, evens it up at 1-1.
Well, being a girl in the broadcast, I can confirm this.
There you go.
All the proof we needed. The 1-1 to Gutierrez. Misses. 2-1.
Yeah, and Gutierrez is an interesting player as that when he's on the mound, too, he's a strikeout machine. So if you're talking about the wow, the flashiness, striking out guys when you're on the mound and hitting home runs.
As he fouls that one off. And we've seen him pitching, come in relief, start a game, work in after the starter, come in as a closer. I mean, we've seen him everywhere.
Yeah, definitely, and that was the philosophy that Coach Tyrus Lampa had coming in, where you wanted to use guys in multiple roles that maybe they're not accustomed to, as Gutierrez has started and relieved, as Chris alluded to.
Fouled right side, right past first base coach Robbie Roberts.
Yeah, Gutierrez has 8 strikeouts to his 4 walks, so he's definitely one of the more aggressive players where he just wants to swing and get on, but not necessarily like via the walk. You know what I mean?
In the last game we covered, he had 4 strikeouts in an inning.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. It looked like a changeup from Juarez, put down for the first out.
That's a difficult pitch from that side-winding motion, that changeup, because you're expecting it to come into you, and then it kind of dies down and away, especially from a lefty. That's definitely a great put-out pitch for Juarez.
As it kept tailing away from Gutierrez, and you could tell he was just caught off guard entirely from that one.
And that's just going to run into those right-handed hitters as well.
Well-executed pitch from Juarez. That'll bring up Kyle Krebs.
As long as he doesn't leave that thing up and he puts it right around the knees, that's going to be a lot of ground outs. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts from left-handed hitters.
In there for a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, and Solano, you don't want to be a little hyperbolic and say that you need a guy on in the second inning, but you kind of need a guy on when Merced has been so dominant offensively.
Yeah, trailing quick as they're down 6 runs in just 1.5 innings.
Yeah, it's kind of like you want to pick up your pitcher. He already feels not that good giving up 6 in 2 innings. So if you get on and move the lineup and keep it going, it kind of gives him his confidence back.
That one's driven into right field. Able to make the catch is Steely for the second out. Just hung up for him out there in right field.
So 5 up, 5 down for Juarez. No, 1 strikeout of Gutierrez, but Juarez looks very good early on for the Blue Devils.
Already looks like he has established his repertoire, his presence on the mound in just an inning and 2/3. As that first pitch to Jorge Chenard, DH for the Falcons, hits the zone.
Yeah, before Chenard even got to the plate, he's already ready with his glove in front of his face, ready to throw the next pitch. So you can see that's the type of guy he is. Just wants to get the ball, throw it, and just for his team, just keep the inning moving so then they can hit.
Yeah, and for a pitcher to stay warm when your offense is out there having long innings as well is a testament to Juarez, as Merced had 8 batters between his first inning of work and now this inning. So to stay sharp like this and retire the first 2 batters and jump ahead to 0-2, that's definitely kudos to Juarez.
Yeah, really being aggressive to the Falcons so far, throwing first pitch strikes and really working both sides of the plate. That slider's fouled back into the netting.
Yeah, right now with an 0-2 count to Chenard, 2 outs, no one on, you just kind of have to just stay alive, foul all the pitches off, and just get on, whether it's a walk or an error, base hit, anything.
No, you don't like the hit by pitch but sometimes you got to wear it too in this situation.
Notice how he left that off too.
As Chenard is put down to end the inning. So once again, a 1-2-3 inning for Juarez as the Blue Devils are in the top of the 3rd.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
Welcome back as the first pitch is fouled off from Lopez.
Lopez is one of 3 strikeout victims for Merced, so Natter keeping up the strikeout percentage, but it's important for him to get the first out of this inning.
That fastball hits the zone quickly down. 0-2 is Lopez, and we know that Natter has the strikeout stuff. It's just a matter of getting to that 0-2 count, 1-2 count.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, coming into the game, he has 8 strikeouts and just continuing to add it.
So 1-2. The pitch. 2-2 the count. Kind of shocked that Natter isn't just attacking Lopez, that one's fouled back like he usually does. You know, kind of playing with some pitches and not what you really would see as the Falcons are down 6-0.
It looks like there's a defensive change as Gutierrez is out at first base and Pripolinski is in.
Swing and a miss on the slider for out number 1.
Yeah, and looking into the dugout, he's, in the dugout talking to, I believe, some of the trainers. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's not even an injury. They just wanted to take him out.
Yeah.
I believe Gutierrez is dealing with a back injury. As a few games ago, he was on the mound and ended up injuring his back. So that's something we'll have to check on.
Yeah, and back injuries are sort of tough where it's kind of a day-by-day thing where one day you could be fine, but another day you just wake up stiff.
Yeah, the back is nothing to play with.
Yeah, and then in his at-bat, where how he swung, he just was spinning around in the batter's box, just didn't look comfortable for him.
Yeah, so maybe just precautionary as not to make it worse, flare it up. So Pripolinski in there.
That one's fouled back. 2-1.
Yeah, the season's still so early. The conference play hasn't even started. So instead of not trying to injure your player,
Right.
but instead of having them injure themselves by keeping them in the game, just give them a break.
Mm-hmm. And he's such a vital piece. We talked about his versatility for this Falcons squad.
That one hits the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Nice pitch from Natter.
Yeah, this is a much better half inning for Natter so far. This is the first time he retired the leadoff hitter. That's important for any starting pitcher.
That one misses. 3-2.
This is definitely a crucial pitch for Natter. Doesn't want to walk Jantz here. Expect something in the strike zone.
Swing and a miss from Jantz for out number 2.
Yeah, Natter definitely knows that these players are really aggressive. So if you put it in the zone and play with them like that, they're going to swing and miss. And that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, and this is also the bottom part of the lineup, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. So you got to take advantage of the lower part of the lineup when you're the starting pitcher in order to increase your innings.
So Natter's 5th strikeout on the day. If it's not a hit, it's a strikeout. That one gets in the dirt.
And Avila, the center fielder, up. He's over 1 on the fielder's choices. The sack bunt, Denning decided to go to second instead of to get the sure out, so that obviously allowed Avila to reach, and he came around to score.
Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. I feel like we've seen that from every hitter this inning.
Yeah, swung out of his shoes a little bit there as the 9-hole hitter. 2 outs, nobody on. I guess that's a time to take a rip at it.
And it's all been on the fastballs, and you wonder if Natter has a little bit of running on his fastball and maybe tailing away from the right-handed hitters.
Yeah, as a lefty, you would definitely like that type of motion, as you don't want a straight fastball that somebody can tee up really easily. You want something that those right-handed hitters, which you're going to face a lot when you're a left-handed starting pitcher, to tail away so it gets some sort of movement off the barrel of the bat.
Yeah, and then in the game where he last started against American River, his walk to strikeout ratio going to the game was 12-9, and in the game he was a 9-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So he's been more in strikeouts than walks, exactly like that, as he strikes out and adds the total to 6 strikeouts.
So now they're able to strike out the side. Nice bounce back inning as the Falcons still looking for the first hit in the bottom of the third.
Hey fellas, this is Kyle Krebs, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back. Gabe Caravantes will lead it off in the bottom of the third. Falcons still looking for the first hit. It's that first pitch in there.
Yeah, Gabe. The one thing I think about when I think of Gabe is the not picture graphic whenever the starting lineup. We need to figure out a way to get him back in the studio.
Fly ball hit on the right field. And Steely there for the first out.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't get him during the media day that we had, so we don't have a starting graphic lineup for him. So I always feel bad that we never get to picture him, and he plays so often.
Shout out to the Solano baseball team, though, this year when they did media day, because it was actually quick and they knew what to say.
Yeah, well, I've been through the process now that Solano College Sports Network's been pretty active lately with media days and stuff like that. They've been through the process.
So that's off the handle, flaring foul.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that sort of fluky sort of hit to get the ball rolling offensively. Corral just jammed him, and he tried to fight that one off to the right field, but obviously foul.
Yeah, it's only the third inning, so if you get it started now, it's going to easily translate throughout the later part of the game.
Falcons looking to do something against Juarez as he's looked unstoppable thus far. One's for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, and sometimes with a guy that's been in the strike zone as much as Juarez has been, maybe you change your approach to be as aggressive as Merced has been.
That slider misses, most likely a setup pitch.
Yeah, and Aaron Corral really wants to get on right now. He has 11 strikeouts. He's hitting 261, so he really he wants to get on and help his team and, help himself out too.
Yeah, he's been finding his groove a little bit as of late.
That one's popped up, but tailing foul.
Missed the early part, I believe, with a hand injury or some sort of injury, but he's been slowly worked back into the starting lineup. And then when you're off with injury and you're working yourself back, the first thing that kind of goes is your strike zone, and you kind of have to reestablish your eye. And we've seen Corral be a little bit more disciplined as of late.
Yeah, in practice can only do so much, but once you get that live, in-game experience back in there, then that's when you kind of, like you said, start establishing yourself, and everything goes up from there.
And it's important too defensively to just kind of settle that left side of the infield.
That slider rings Corral up, looking for the second out. Nice pitch from Juarez.
Yeah, third strikeout for Juarez. First one looking. And so he's, again, working through this lineup very quickly, 8 up, 8 down. But he's probably facing the hottest batter for Solano as of late in Roberto Diaz. Been on fire since he's been moved down to the 9-hole.
Yeah, I believe it was American River game where he came into the game with just a 200 batting average, and now he's hitting 311. So not only has he improved himself, like getting on base with his leading the team walks, but his batting average has significantly improved.
And with his interview with you for when he was the Best Buy player of the game, he talked about the difference philosophically at the 9-hole is that he's getting a lot more fastballs instead of at the top of the lineup where he's getting more off-speed stuff that he has to handle.
That one's in there 0-2. Yeah, like you said, I believe in that interview too, at the top of the order you see a lot of, off-speed stuff, mix and match, but towards the bottom of the order you see a lot more pitches, a lot more fastballs in order to jump on that opportunities. That one's driven into left field, 4-base hit.
Yeah, and some guys, when you get moved down to the bottom of the order, they don't really take it the way that Roberto has taken it. As he scores that as a triple, he just never stopped running. But yeah, like Roberto, he's taken moving down to the bottom of the order really good. He's not only improved as hitting, but his mentality has changed too. So shout out to him.
Yeah, it's impressive that you don't take that as a demotion. A lot of guys would see I'm batting ninth as you're not valuing me as a baseball player, but he just saw that I'm just getting a different look. And for him last year, that was a role that he was comfortable in as a freshman as well. So it's not a new role necessarily for him. So he knows what it's like to hit at the bottom lineup and still be productive.
So 2-out triple for Roberto Diaz brings it back to the top of the order as Verrett takes a first pitch strike. Falcons' first hit on the day.
And it seems with Diaz getting on, Verrett has definitely benefited as of late since that lineup change. I can't tell you how many times it's been Diaz gets a hit, Verrett gets a hit.
It's having those two leadoff hitters. It's having a leadoff hitter in the first position and then in the ninth hole. So it's really beneficial for Solano. So hopefully they could do something with it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Then that means Gregory, Cody Gregory, who'd been on fire as your 3-hole hitter, and then Denning, obviously your number 3 hitter, is very capable of being a cleanup type of guy.
So we'll see if the Falcons can get something on the board.
And with Verrett's speed, just any sort of slow chopper in the infield would benefit him because he could definitely beat out some of those in-between sort of bounces.
That one's popped up in the infield. And that'll be called off by Jantz to end the inning. So Falcons threatened but unable to score as we're through 3. Blue Devils up 6-0.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back as Jesus Duran will lead it off in the 4th. Singled his first time up. Also walked and came around the score in the 2nd inning. Natter's still in the ballgame for the Falcons as that first pitch is grounded foul. Nice snag over there by Robbie Roberts.
Yeah, he had a great 3rd inning. So Salampa trying to just keep him in there and not really tap into the bullpen just yet and just give Natter that chance.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. As that seems to be Natter's go-to pitch on the day.
Yeah, definitely. One would argue that maybe you save that for 2 strikes, but obviously jumping ahead 0-2 is definitely something you want to do if you're Teddy Natter.
Ground ball right to Natter. Underhands it to Pribolinski for the first out.
So again, after 2 innings back-to-back of 3 runs for Merced, where the leadoff batter reached. Now back-to-back innings where he gets the leadoff hitter out.
It looks like Natter is finally finding his groove up there on the mound as that first pitch hits the zone.
Yeah, like I said, it's early in the game, just a 4th, but when you look at the score, 6-0, and then how Merced has been pitching to Solano, and Roberto getting the only hit in the previous inning with a triple. So it doesn't really, it feels good for Natter to come out and dominate like this. But, you know, when you see the offense not really doing much, it kind of just leaves you with a bad taste.
Yeah, really though, you just got to focus on your job. If you're Teddy, you can't try to. When you're an athlete, you kind of have to compartmentalize and think about the task at hand, and it's the batter in the batter's box.
That's a chopper to Corral and sails it over Privilinski, backing up his dead inning. Here's the throw to second. Scooped up from Caravantes, but not in time.
Good. Yeah.
It looked like he cut off Diaz, who looked like he was going to just get the ball easily and do a routine play that he usually does. But Corral moving that way, got to the ball and just overthrew it significantly.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out Jared Denning for being in the right position as the backup for Privilinski there, as if you're not the catcher, then with the throw being into the first base foul territory and the speed of Steely, he could have swiped third had Denning not been there. And he made a very close throw over at second as well.
Maybe if the throw was spot on, would have got Steely for the second out, but nonetheless, that'll bring up Butterfield, walked and had an RBI.
This is seemingly where Natter's had trouble this afternoon, is when he's been in the stretch. So Merced getting a base runner on has definitely been the recipe for their 6-0 lead so far.
That one misses. And I think this is a good move for Natter to stay out there and, you know, able to work out of jams and, you know, really try to work on his game as we are in non-conference play as league starts next week. So the Falcons' first league game is against Laney at Laney.
I believe there's only 3 non-conference games left for Solano before that Laney game, including this one, I think.
So that changeup tails down out of the zone, 3-0.
You definitely don't want to walk Butterfield to have 2 runners on for Frakes, who already has 3 RBIs and 2 hits on deck.
And that one misses. So first and second, able to get a double play opportunity now. As like you said, Brian, Ryan Frakes up at the plate with an RBI opportunity once again. Falcons, like you said too, Brian, this game against Santa Rosa on Thursday and a game against Santa Rosa on Saturday to end non-conference play. So we'll see what the Falcons can do here in the next few games, trying to add some wins as they're coming in this game, 4-9.
And this will be Natter's last start before conference play starts as well, so that is something to think about for the Falcons, as obviously John Yancey, maybe Jordan Chana will be the next couple starters for the Falcons.
2-0.
And great hitters count for Frakes, a power hitter. If he gets a fastball, I think expect him to kind of unload. And with that wide open stance, he wants something inside so he can turn on it.
You think he has the green light here?
Absolutely. Not on that pitch, though.
That hits the bottom of the zone.
Yeah.
2-1. And you wonder why Natter hasn't stuck down in the bottom of the zone, as we've seen from a few hitters. You know, a fastball at the bottom, whether that be, you know, outside, inside, has really been working effectively, and the umpire's been calling it.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's just a feel thing where maybe today isn't his best control. A lot of times in pitching, your day is dependent on the feel of your pitches that day. So maybe it's just a little difficulty today just locating consistently down in that zone.
The 2-2.
Oof.
Misses up. Brings it to a full count now.
Yeah, you don't want to hang those breaking balls too often, especially to a power hitter like Frakes, but luckily that was high and outside. If that was inside or up, definitely Frakes could have gone yard here.
Yeah, Frakes rakes.
Oh, yes, he does.
There you go, so I like it. Ground ball to Caravantes, fields it cleanly to Diaz, to Privilinski to end the inning. So nice job from Natter, able to work himself out of a jam as the Falcons look to get something in the bottom half of the fourth.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan Gutierrez. Thank you for watching Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back. Cody Gregory will lead it in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 for Solano, so the heart of the lineup. This is definitely the part of the lineup where some production will have to happen as Gregory, Denning, and Pribolinski, who is in for Gutierrez, are the 3 due up.
Hit onto center field, but an easy play for Avila for the first out.
Yeah, he just attacked on the first pitch, first out. Not something you want to see, like we've been reiterating all game. What you want to see with your players on the first pitch, make that first out.
Yeah, I think it's a catch-22 of being aggressive because we have seen Juarez been consistent in the strike zone. So what does that mean? If the first pitch he throws is probably going to be a strike. So that's something that Solano hitters can potentially jump ahead on. But there, Gregory just flew out to center.
Yeah.
So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Denning grounded over to Jantz his first time up. That fastball is in there 1-1.
Denning, the stellar sophomore catcher for the Falcons. Definitely the biggest threat offensively that the Falcons possess.
Yeah, coming in with a .452 batting average, 9 RBIs on the season, 8 extra base hits. That one's fouled into the glove of Sanchez. 5 doubles and 3 triples. Has yet to get the home run he's been waiting for so far. I'm sure he'll be ending up getting that soon.
Yeah, absolutely. But 3 triples as a catcher, I think that definitely has a lot to do with the yard of the wide fences and the expansive foul territory in both lines, especially as a left-handed hitter. If he pulls it down that line, he's got a perfect angle for triples.
As that swung on and hit foul. Left side out of play.
Yeah, and another impressive stat for Denning is he has 12 walks to 4 strikeouts and 2 stolen bases. So not only just 3 triples for a catcher, but 2 stolen bases.
The guy can do it all.
Yeah. Yeah, catchers do have that stigma where it's like, oh, they're probably slow, they have bad knees, they don't really check on them, but Denning's like, not me, don't count me out.
Juarez steps off. Wanting the sign again from Sanchez. The 2-2. Slider in the dirt. Nice block from Sanchez. And once again, the Blue Devils shading Denning more towards opposite field as Butterfield is hugging the line, or at least was just a second ago out in left field. Fastball in, so Denning works a walk.
Yeah, that's the impressive thing about Denning as well, as he has such impressive power numbers and his swing is so powerful, but he has such a great eye. I think that's what really makes him one of the elite hitters in the Bay Valley Conference is his selectiveness. He knows he doesn't try to go out of the zone too often to try to handle something that is out of the strike zone, so he works a lot of walks as well.
Yeah, and it's kind of to the pitcher, too, because they coming to the game, they know who he is and his number, so it's like they're not going to lob it to him.
Yeah.
But more props to him for knowing his pitches, like you said.
Yeah, and as a 3-hole hitter, they're going to pitch him the most kind of, not nitpicky, what was the word I'm looking for? It's just very selectively, yeah. And so he's not going to get a lot of good pitches to hit, so he has to be very conscious of that.
A lot of off speed. As that one gets away from Sanchez, Denning will move up to second on the wild pitch.
And so this is really the biggest threat so far, as Roberto Diaz has only hit so far for the Falcons, but that came with 2 outs. Here with 1 out, runner in scoring position. Maybe this is the time where Juarez feels a little bit more uncomfortable than he has been so far in this game.
Yeah, and it takes away from the 6-4-3 double play, so that kind of eases the Falcons into maybe now they can hit onto the ground and not worry about getting out of the inning.
See if Pribolinski can drive in Denning up in the count 2-0. Slider misses.
So I think we've been trying to battle with puns. You see Bryce Pribolinski. If he goes off and starts being a hot hitter, will it be Pribolinsanity?
I like that one, Brian.
That's a mouthful, though.
Pribolinsanity.
You know, like Jeremy Lin. It's
like
the anniversary.
Yeah. See what you did there. See what you did there. The 3 out of Pribolinski. Ball 4. So Pribolinski works a walk in his first plate appearance on the day. And Kyle Krebs up. Now,
Brian, are you going to trademark Purple Insanity?
Yeah. It is a lot of letters for a shirt, so I'm not sure if we'll make any T-shirts, but maybe a hashtag or something.
Maybe a hashtag.
So we have a mountain visit. It looks to be the coach from the Blue Devils, Nate Devine.
You know, if Jared Denning was a relief pitcher and he came into the game, you could say he went to Jared.
I like that.
You're killing it today, Brian.
Wait, I want more. Let's keep thinking. Kyle Krebs. Oh, Kariki Mack. She calls him what is she? Dang it!
Krabby Patty.
Krabby Patty. Yeah,
Krabby
something like
Patty.
that. I don't think he wants that to be known, but too late.
I wish his walk-up song was the F is for friends.
Wait, I'm gonna ask him after the game to change it.
Okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about now, Brian.
You don't know SpongeBob?
No, I got mixed up with
Yankees fan
the
different
and you don't know
song?
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
when I think of SpongeBob and the song, I always
pizza
think of I always think of the campfire song.
Oh, I actually never I've heard it, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Sorry, Yankees fan.
So first and second, 1 out with Kyle Krebs up at the plate after a mound visit from the Blue Devils. That fastball misses.
We should have a nickname night where we only call them by their nicknames, and then Dylan calls doing the announcement. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that's a nice little wrinkle that softball has on their PAs. So they have a nickname for each player. Sometimes Dylan just makes it up on the spot.
10 toes down.
10 toes down was the one that got me. I had no idea what the heck that meant.
I forgot what player, but she didn't have a nickname, and then they were telling him just make it up, and he was like, okay, I guess it's going to be blank, 10 toes down blank.
Aaliyah Turner.
There you go.
Aaliyah 10 toes down Turner.
In the dirt. Nice job from Sanchez, able to keep it in front of him.
And we have Kyle 2 men on Krebs.
There you go.
It's a very selective nickname. That's only in certain situations where it is applicable.
Krebs looking for his 4th RBI, and Denning out there in second. Up in the count, 2-0. See if he gets a fastball here to make that happen. Check from Juarez, the pitch. Gets away once again from Sanchez on the wild pitch. Runners move up a base.
Yeah, second time now it's gone clean past Sanchez, so Sanchez definitely has to be on his toes a little bit as Juarez is losing some of his control there in the strike zone.
Yeah, and I was going to say with the walk to Problinski, it wasn't going to be the end of the world for Merced because that puts the double play back into effect. But now with that pass ball, they each get 90 feet, and now Denning's at third. So hopefully Krusty Krebs can do something.
That's in there. 3-1. And you wonder if Juarez pitches around Krebs in a way to maybe catch him chasing, if not load the bases, and maybe get an ending any double play.
Yeah, use that open base to your advantage if you're the pitcher to stay aggressive. The last thing you want to do is lose your aggressiveness to dictate to the batter, because then you lose all control you have, the advantage as the pitcher, if you just kind of give up and say, oh, 3-1, I have to give in to him right here.
The 3-1 of Krebs. Outside, so that'll load the bases with Jorge Chenart coming up to the plate.
So in the first 3 innings, no walks for Juarez. Here, walks, the bases loaded.
Yeah, and on both sides, there's a plus side for both sides. Like for the Falcons, of course, it's 1 out, with the bases loaded. They have a chance to attack right now. And then on Merced's side, putting the runner on first induces the double play threat. So you kind of have to look at the bright side on both sides. But Chenart here looking to at least get 1 run in.
That first pitch fastball hits the knees of Chenart. 0-1. Chenart struck out his last time up.
Yeah, this is the biggest rally so far in the game for the Falcons. You want to capitalize here in the bottom of the 4th.
As that's driven on to right center, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Chenart on his way to second. Here comes Krebs to clear the bases. So a 3 RBI double from Jorge Chenart puts the Falcons back in the game, 6-3.
Yeah, that was just a great piece of hitting right there by Chenart, and went only to the fence. But shout out to Krebs for consistently running. He was right behind Problinski, on his tail.
Yeah, that's the one thing that stood out to me too, Swad, was Krebs' read on the ball was perfect from first base. He had a great angle to see that shot to right center was tailing away from the center fielder. He wasn't going to get in time, so no second guessing. He was on his horse immediately and scored easily for the third run for the Falcons.
So with one swing in the bat, the Falcons are back in this game. Able to capitalize on the bases loaded walks.
Caravantes 0 for 1 as he flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Looking here to drive in Chenart.
Juarez checks and delivers. Slider in there. Just hit the bottom of the zone. Puts Caravantes at 0-2.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself. Like Brian said, walking the bases, making them loaded with all the walks. Just, you don't want to beat yourself, and that's what happened.
Walks definitely can kill you. As Juarez was tremendous in the meantime before this inning, as Caravantes reaches out and swings and misses on the strikeout.
Yeah,
Two down.
So Juarez has given up 2 hits, but 3 runs, and that's all because he's given up 3 walks in this inning.
Third baseman.
And that strikeout for Caravantes is also the 4th for Juarez.
So that'll bring up Aaron Corral looking to extend the inning now. Chenart still at second.
Corral, one of those strikeout victims for Juarez, as he struck out looking in his one and only at-bat.
Juarez delivers. That slider once again in there.
Yeah.
That seems to be his go-to on the first pitch to everyone.
Yeah, he kind of pitches backwards there as he goes with the breaking ball to kind of catch you off guard, and then that jumps ahead in the count 0-1, and then he just has that advantage from there on out.
Really keeps the hitters guessing. 1-1.
Because that's the last thing you're thinking when you're up there is that the first pitch, he's going to just flop a slider in there on you. You're expecting something fast, and it just catches your timing off guard.
Yeah, timing is key for Corral. Like you said, he was battling an injury, so he just needs to get his timing back and really just focus on hitting right now.
Fouled back. 1-2.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me with the more reps that Corral gets in the starting lineup now that he is healthy, that he starts going up in the lineup a little bit more, because we've seen him produce in the past for the Falcons last year. And here he's looking to produce the 4th run of the inning. This is definitely going to benefit the Falcons to get this runner in on second in Chenart.
See if Corral can do it here. That breaking ball's in the dirt. 2-2.
Yeah, and from the center field camera, you can see Corral's left hand taped up. So it is like that hand area that was bugging him all season. Does tape really do anything?
Just stability a little bit. Maybe it's just a feel.
That one gets away from Sanchez. Chenart double took that one, but ends up going to third on the wild pitch.
Third pass ball, I believe, or wild pitch of the half inning as well.
Yeah, Sanchez is having to work back there. It's almost kind of like you don't really know. You're throwing down the sign and you're throwing up your glove where you want him to throw, but that's not necessarily where it's going to go.
It just shows the movement. I believe all 3 are on sliders as well, low and away. And from that sidewinder motion, it just gets away from him.
And Corral works the walk. So runners at the corner now. 2 down with Roberto Diaz at the plate.
And this is a batter you want if you're the Falcons to try to produce, as he really broke things open in the bottom of the 3rd by getting the first hit on the board for the Falcons. And now here with a chance to drive in a run.
Yeah, since the beginning of the season, he's definitely been the most improved player.
Yeah, we've seen his batting average jump more than 100 points in the past week. Able to work that up to a 311 batting average. It leads the team in RBIs with 10. First pitch to Diaz. Down in the zone for a ball. And going back to those 3 pass balls / wild pitches from Sanchez, you know, he's calling the pitch, so you expect him to, you know, be able to keep it in front of him, but unable to really get anything going behind the plate and keep it in front of him.
But it almost seems like it's been like that wild where Sanchez doesn't really know where it's going to go or it's been across his chest or, something like that. It's just not really that good communication right now when it comes to pitches.
The set from Juarez. Slider hooks back into the zone. It's the outside part of the plate.
He's been pitching Roberto really soft here with a lot of breaking balls. As the last at bat, he hit a fastball away, and he just went with the direction and split it down the left field line. So now trying to change things up in the second plate appearance with a lot of soft stuff. Maybe here's the time to challenge him with the fastball.
That one hits Diaz on his shin to load the bases. Got away from Juarez right there.
Yeah, when I interviewed him for the Best Buy last game, a question that I forgot to ask him that's been killing me is why he doesn't switch hit anymore. We were used to seeing him switch hit, but now he hits strictly only left. And that's still bugging me.
And sometimes it's you reach a point in your career where you kind of have to pick a side if it's not working out, switch hitting, and if the splits kind of tell you that your left hand is your strongest hand, then maybe you stay left-handed, especially when you're a sophomore and you're set to try to advance your career in collegiate baseball. Looks like Merced's going with a pitching change.
Indeed they are. So we have a call to the bullpen, and that'll be it for Michael Juarez.
Yeah, all those walks just killed him at the end of the day.
As he's worked himself into a bases-loaded jam with 2 out. Falcons able to jump on him for 3 in the inning. So 3 2/3 innings pitched. It gave up 3 runs. All runners on base are responsible for Juarez, going along with 4 Ks too. So not too bad of a job from Juarez.
Yeah, he can't lose this game on the decision, but he can't win as well because he got pulled into the 4th inning. So he's not going to get this decision. 3 2/3, as you said. Final line, 2 hits allowed with a triple and a double. He gave up 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 4 Ks. So after a dominant start he retired the first 8 Falcons as well. Really, I think Roberto's triple has been big for the Falcons as Merced was in a dominant position with a 6-0 lead, and their starting pitcher really working very efficiently and getting these Falcons hitters off balance with his motion. But Chris and I, we obviously couldn't get it with the top of the first analysis because of the mic issue, but we were talking about the longevity of Juarez with his sidewinder motion.
Yeah.
You don't see that as a starter too much.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, like left-handed specialists and all that.
There's just the arm motion. It really takes a toll on the shoulder.
So maybe the fatigue. We saw how many errant sliders away in the dirt, and that was as the game progresses. That it's very hard to keep that motion up for very long.
And for Juarez, that was only his 2nd game started. So, and 13 2/3 innings coming into this game. I wonder if he's more used as a reliever than the starter. And new pitcher Jaden Hoffman is in for the Blue Devils. Typically their closer, as he has 2 saves so far this season in 12 2/3 innings pitched. So we'll see if he can get the Blue Devils out of this jam as Isaiah Verrett is at the plate.
Yeah, Hoffman has a 4.26 ERA. He has 12 strikeouts, so he is that strikeout machine. And like you said, we see him mostly in the closer role, but in this kind of game, it went from 6-0 to 6-3. So Solano's chipping back. So you kind of have to put your closer in that position.
Yes,
roles don't really matter at this point.
Cleveland Indian style of baseball.
Verrett shows bunt, but ball's in the dirt.
Or the manager kind of selectively uses their best kind of clutch pitcher in times where he sees the game slipping away, a la Andrew Miller.
I mean, it's good to have those roles because then the players know when they're going in, they can get more comfortable. But it's also good to not get too comfortable because you're probably going to be needed, like right now in the 4th inning.
Verrett shows bunt in the dirt. 2-0. Not what you wanted from Hoffman if you were the Blue Devils coach.
All right, we talk about player comps for Verrett. Maybe just because he's so skinny, D. Gordon sort of comes to mind. But he obviously not a switch hitter, but
and D's in the outfield now. With the Mariners.
And he's a center fielder.
Wow, look at Brian.
There you go.
2-0 to Verrett.
Just trying to fit in, you guys.
In there, 2-1.
You know what? I really like that comp. And I talked to Diaz about calling him, Christian Yelich last season, but now that he's a shortstop. He said that he gets that a lot, not just like when he's playing baseball, like when he's just like hanging out with people. Like, you look like Christian Yelich.
And now that he's solely left-handed too, it only benefits the.
Works out for him more as that pitch hits the leg of Verrett. So an RBI hit by pitch puts the game now to 6-4.
Your thoughts, so odd.
I was just gonna say how the tables have turned against Merced right now. They were, like Brian was saying, they were in control in the beginning of the game. They were absolutely dominant. But then in this inning, it's just the walks. It's not really Solano hasn't really been beating Merced. It's not necessarily those like power hits, those into the outfield. It's just walks.
Yeah.
So they're beating themselves.
I was trying to set you up for the bruise versus the RBI. You know, that kind of.
Dang it.
So 2 straight hit by pitches will put the Falcons still with the bases loaded and Cody Gregory up.
Yeah, 1 hit in this inning. 4 runs have come across.
4 walks.
Yeah, small ball at its finest.
2 hit by pitches.
And they're not doing it on purpose. They're not putting the bunt down or anything. But good for them to capitalize on those mistakes given by Merced.
Looking to capitalize is Cody Gregory as he's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out in his 2 plate appearances.
Gregory actually led off this inning with a fly out to center field.
Yeah, nothing worse than making the first and last out of an inning. I always feel bad when that happens when you bat around. But commanding count here, 3-0 as is Hoffman, right? Yeah, Hoffman hasn't found his groove so far.
Not
as that
Trevor
one
Hoffman,
misses.
Yeah, and it's really good to see Solano, not bullpen, but their dugout alive right now. They're just making comments, they're yelling, they're chanting, and it's just really good to see. And good to see everyone on their feet, too.
Yeah, and now, guess who's up? Jared Denning.
Someone you don't want.
You do not want to see him right now.
So 6-5 ball game now on the walks and hit by batters. As it looks like we have yet again another pitching change for the Blue Devils.
So we obviously don't have the new rules that MLB has in college where you can only make 6 mound visits.
Yeah. I don't think pitching changes count to the.
It's catchers, right?
I think it's catchers and pitching coaches.
Oh, does it include can a shortstop come and talk to him? Does that count?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't think that would count.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm asking, guys.
I mean, no, it's a very good question because it's not your prototypical meeting where you see the catcher talking a lot. It's a very rare occurrence where that happens of just like, hey, let's situate the defense,
I saw it a lot with Troy Tulowitzki.
Yeah.
He was really the captain role where he would go talk to his pitcher.
Yeah.
But Wilson Contreras of the Chicago Cubs said that he's gonna
do it anyway.
He's gonna ignore the rule. But this game has completely turned around for Solano. It went from 6-0 to 6-5 here. The bases are still loaded as another walk gets in with Cody Gregory, so he gets an RBI. And then now Jared Denning is going to step up to the plate with the new pitcher now.
Yeah, we're trying to get a number on him. It looks like number 19.
They're all blocking him.
Yeah.
Drew Traham, new pitcher for the Blue Devils. Finally got you guys a number to give you folks a name. Traham making his 6th appearance on the season. Just 3 1/3 innings under his belt thus far, as you see freshman 6'2", 190 at San Joaquin Memorial High School.
It's got to be tough for Hoffman. He comes in, hits a couple batters, walks a guy, and now he's in line for the loss because there's 3 runners that come in, 3 runners are on, so there's no way that Juarez loses. Obviously, Hoffman, not the ideal situation coming out of the bullpen.
And we were talking about how he's a closer. He's, usually the closer and is in that role. And good job from the Merced coach to put him in and solidify, the game kind of and put it back in their perspective. But instead, it just kept turning against them.
Yeah, when a guy comes in and is very erratic early on, and you kind of see that out of a guy, and maybe today wasn't a planned pitching day, and you kind of had him on a short leash anyway, so he went to the bullpen very quickly to try to stop the bleeding here as they're clinging to a one-run lead right now.
Yeah, Hoffman just 2 batters and gets the yank from Coach Chris Pedretti, head coach for the Blue Devils. So got one more warm-up pitch, and Denning will get his opportunity to potentially put the Falcons ahead here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Diaz at third, Verrett second, Gregory at first.
No, it's Yelich at third, D. Gordon at second, and we don't have one for Gregory just yet.
Yeah. Give us a couple more games. Just
So Denning walked
never really
this inning.
Came up with one for Jared.
Yeah. We just kept calling him like the big guy, the big.
Yeah.
The big guy.
He's left-handed. I don't know. Catcher.
First pitch in there for a strike.
Is Kyle Schwarber left-handed? I forget.
He is.
There you go. I just made one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think, didn't we call him
I think
Schwarber?
Denning's better defensively than Schwarber, though. I don't know. Schwarber's kind of a defensive liability at
Really,
catcher,
he needs to go to an American League team.
Yes.
I just don't think that he fits well in Chicago
National League,
anymore,
no.
and especially
He lost a ton of weight too, so he's been.
His transformation's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I've seen pictures, and he looks like a completely different person.
He's the broiest bro. I swear.
Yeah.
Like he's
Typical
like,
baseball kind of guy. So 1-2 the count.
Mike Napoli. How about that?
Napoli's right-handed hitter.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I'm just off
I
my
mean,
game.
yeah, I like the power from a catcher, but obviously the stances are a little different.
And they're all on opposite sides of the
Sides
box.
of the plate, yeah.
All right, Chris, let's calm it down.
Ground ball, fielded cleanly from Duran on over to Frakes to end the inning. So Falcons able to jump on the Blue Devil pitchers, put 5 on the inning as through 4. Blue Devils 6, Falcons 5.
Hi, I'm Nathan Gutierrez. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey fellas, this is Kyle Krebs, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan Jackson will lead it off as he bunts that foul.
Yeah, we see Teddy Natter still up there on the mound. He's been amazing since I believe it was after the 3rd inning. He's just had the game in control. So good to see him back out there.
Looking to keep this one where it's at. That one misses.
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but when that bunt went foul, like Jackson's helmet went down. It looks like he like has pink dyed hair or something.
I hope he does. That's really cool. Oh, it does. Oh no, that's his helmet. That's
Inside of the
underneath his
helmet.
helmet. Yeah.
Is it inside of the helmet? Okay.
Dang it, I was
See,
excited.
I knew my eyes were playing tricks on me. I was like, oh, that's a bold choice.
Gotta get some glasses, Brian.
Yeah.
As
Getting
that's
old, man.
just past Natter up there on the mound, just misses him. Gets past Diaz into center field for a base hit.
Listen, I flinch when a ball comes back here and hits the netting. If I were Natter right now, I'd be on the ground.
You'd be madder.
I'd be madder.
Look at you, Brian.
Thank you.
I don't like this, Brian. I'm the pun person, okay?
Oh,
Brian's the king.
Yeah.
No.
Brian's the king.
Excuse you, Chris. Stick to play-by-play. Thank you.
I'll have to admit to that. Swing and a miss from Omar Sanchez. Sanchez, 1 for 2 on the day. Had an RBI double in the first. Struck out in the second.
Yeah, he's not really having a fantastic game defensively in the fourth inning. Just all those pass balls getting, of course, past him.
Fastball hits the inside part of the plate. 0-2.
Yeah, something that's going to have to go into our comp for Jared is that he's a right-handed thrower and a left-handed batter. That's very rare in baseball. Usually you're same-sided.
Oh, yeah, same with like Diaz.
Yeah.
The pitch outside. Denning pops up. Thought about throwing over to first.
Yeah, a lot of guys when they're young are kind of forced to be right-handed when they're naturally left, especially like throwing, where you find a lot of right-handed gloves. So it's like you just kind of develop a right-handed throwing motion, but then as you're older, you kind of give into your handedness.
Ground ball to Diaz. Let's see if they can turn 2. There's 1, and not in time at first.
Yeah, Pablo Sandoval, former Red Sox, Brian. He actually is left-handed, but he couldn't play in the infield unless he's in, of course, first base. So he had to teach himself to throw right-handed, and that I think that's just amazing. And then Carlos Beltran, he's right-handed, but when he was in Puerto Rico, when he was younger, he used to get a stick and just hit both sides. I think it was what do you call those boxing things? Boxing bag, yeah. And he just taught himself how to switch hit. Yes, guys, I called it whatever.
Yeah, what's that box that bag that people box on? The boxing bag, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. Does it look like I've seen the inside of a gym?
I'm trying to give you guys a little, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch.
Appreciate that, so what? 1-1 the count. See Lopez down on strikes twice so far today. So that slider comes back in, hits the heart of the zone, brings it to 1-2.
Yeah, that's definitely Natter's best off-speed pitch, and he uses it really effectively when he's in those 1-1, one strike counts where he's trying to get that second strike in there.
See if he works it at the back foot now, and does, but fouled towards the Falcon dugout, stays alive.
Yeah, I think he
is Lopez.
left that in the middle of the plate a little bit too much, wants that on the inside part a little bit more to get him to chase over it, but good job by Lopez to foul that one off, stay alive.
What happened, Sanchez, on that last half?
So you ground into fielder's choice? Yeah.
Set from Natter the pitch, swing and a miss. Here's the throw back down to first, not in time. So Lopez set down on strikes for the third time today for the second out.
One of these days, Jared's going to get somebody napping over at first. That's a staple of Solano catching. We've seen throughout the years with Andres Quijada, Ian Acosta the last couple of years. My time at Solano, that snap throw you see from all the catchers.
That's popped up. Denning looks to have room and loses it in the sun, unable to make the play.
Yeah, it was very close there to the cement wall. And obviously, you got to slow up there. You don't want to run full speed into the wall, hurt yourself. So, Jant stays alive here, 0-1.
Jant hit by pitch and struck out. Down 0-1.
I just thought of a really stupid pun for Jant's. I'll let you know after this next page.
As that slider hits the zone, Jantz is down 0-2 now.
That's what we called a teaser. All right, here we go. If he gets caught lying, is he a liar, Jant's on fire?
I like that one. I like that one, Brian.
I just don't get how you think of these because my brain right now,
And a swing and a miss from Jantz to retire the side. Natter, great work. Keeps the Falcons in the game as we have the middle of the order for the Falcons in the bottom half.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Puff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
if you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Puff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
Bryce Pribolinski will lead it off in the bottom of the fifth. Walked his first time up after replacing Nate Gutierrez in the third. Nice day here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Not too windy for once.
That's true. And then coming off the weather from yesterday where it was storming all over Northern California.
Hailing. Almost looked like snow of how much hail there was in Sac.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they only got a little bit over here, Fairfield, Vacaville area.
The 0-1 inside as Pribolinski had to move out of the way of that one. The 1-1 from Trahan inside.
Another punt for him is the Bryce is right.
Oh, my Lanta.
I really like that one.
Can you please stop? That is
I
my
probably
thing.
can't. Once he started, like, just can't turn
Never
it off.
ending.
Yeah.
2-1. Fouled. Nice play. Right in front of us of Kyle Krebs.
He did so casually. I kind of did flinch a little bit because I was looking down and I just heard a sound and then I look up and I see the ball.
So Pribolinski has to stay alive here. 2-2 the count. Trahan kicks and delivers. Just gets a piece of it on the slider.
It's a good battle here from Pribolinski to work some pitches out of the relief pitcher there, Trahan, and that's what you want to do is you want to get on as the leadoff hitter in an inning, put him in the stretch, especially relievers, they don't like runners on. They're not starters. They definitely want clean innings to their name.
As that slider just gets fouled off as Pribolinski looked to be out in front of it, but just gets a piece of it.
Yeah, just having difficulty squaring up Trahan right now, but he's not so off that he's not making contact. So it's definitely a battle right now. I think this is the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
And looks to have pretty decent swings on him, too. That one's up. Brings it to a full count now.
Yeah, Pribolinski worked the count back his way and fouled off a ton of pitches to see what Trahan has. So it's a good at-bat thus far for Pribolinski.
Yeah, I think expect maybe a challenge fastball here.
See if he does. The 3-2. Fastball indeed. Catches Pribolinski looking for the first out.
Yeah, that's great location from Trahan as you don't want to groove that in on the challenge fastball. You want to put that on a corner and there, outside corner, it just froze Pribolinski.
Number 20.
Saw a heavy dose of that slider and might be looking for it on the 3-2, but catches Pribolinski looking is Trahan, and that'll bring up Kyle Krebs. First pitch for a strike. Krebs flew out to right his first time up and also walked back in the fourth.
came around to score one of the 5 runs for Solano.
So that's off the end of the bat into right field. Foul.
So we'll see if Krebs can echo Pribolinski's last at bat and start battling here to work the count into a more favorable position for him, as Trahan's in dominant count leverage here, 0-2.
Krebs might want to look out for that slider here. The 0-2 indeed gets it, but lays off.
That was a good layoff right there. It looked like it was going to be not really that hard, or it was going to be a hard pitch to lay off, but he did it.
The 1-2 to Krebs. That one's behind him. Gotten away from Trahern right there. He knows it.
Yeah, I think Krebs was trying to figure out how to maybe get a leg out there, but it's so far behind him that he
saw
couldn't
him
even
kind of like spring back. Yeah, like, try to get something in front of it.
Because that one was just going to be a grazer. That would have been easy base to take.
And it wouldn't have hurt too.
Nah.
Misses outside. Krebs able to work it back to 3-2.
The ideal would if you be able to lean back enough so it just grazes the uniform, doesn't touch him at all. Best of both worlds. Get the base, no bruise.
The 3-2. Fastball just misses inside. So Krebs able to work his second walk on the day.
Yeah, those 0-2 to walk at bats. Got to be a batter's favorite type of at bat when you're talking about discipline, where you don't give up, you don't get over aggressive and try to compensate for you being down in the count 0-2. You stay patient and realize that Trahan is going to try to get you nibbling, and then he was able to lay off all those pitches and work a walk here with 1 out.
Yeah, now Shinar stepping up to the plate, and he had a clearing the bases double in the inning before with all the walks that were actually on.
He takes a nice healthy cut, swings and misses on the fastball though. 0-1.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Trahan to work too much on the outside corner after what we saw Shinar be able to do, taking that outside pitch and splitting right center field. So maybe just low and away predominantly, but nothing high and away.
Shinar almost is opened up already. So anything inside, like you said, Brian, is his wheelhouse zone. Maybe catch a slider low and away, see if Trahan attacks him with those. Krebs with a decent lead over there at first. Hugging the corner is Jackson. Shinar does get the slider, but lays off at that one, 2-1.
Yeah, one of the good things with Trahan hitting that kind of low and away slider is that you can also play off of that with your fastball and set it to the same location. So you're setting up the batter's eye to expect it to dive low and outside. But if you groove a fastball same sort of plane before it breaks off, then you get him freezing.
Yeah, last thing you want if you're Trahan is to not have that bite on the slider and leave it hanging for Shinar. So 3-1 the count, hitters count now. As Trahern has
he's fallen behind as Krebs walked, and now Shinar at 3-1. Good hitters count here.
That's in there, 3-2. So Krebs will go ahead and get a head start over at first.
I think Shinar was thinking outside corner again, as that looked kind of inside there with the fastball.
It was a good pitch, though, to get him back into the count.
Krebs does not go, just gets a piece of his Shinar. Foul.
You think he's going to go right now, 3-2 count, 1 out?
I'd probably say no.
No.
You could see him go maybe to stay out of the double play.
Yeah. But with Krebs' speed, if he swings and misses, it's obviously the trust in Shinar's bat ability to put the bat on the ball.
The 3-2. Krebs does not go. Pitches up in the zone, so Shinar works a walk.
Yeah, the biggest theme of the game so far has been, it was at first the dominance of Merced in their pitching, but then now it's the walks and the free bases that's been given to Solano and how they've been able to capitalize on it and get back into the game.
And there's activity in Merced's bullpen. And a manager visit yet again for the Blue Devils.
I want to say that's 6 now, so it's over. You can't do it anymore.
As we do have a call to the bullpen So that'll be it for Trahan and his short appearance on the day.
Some flowing salad there.
I love it.
The relief pitcher.
Oh, it reminds me of Tim Lincecum signed with the Texas Rangers.
Right.
Kind of broke my heart
saw
that
that
he was coming back.
right before the game.
Yeah.
He looks a lot different.
He looks good.
He looks ripped.
Yeah.
He looks bigger. Definitely looks good. Looking like his old self.
Wait, the Rangers? You're a pitcher. You're trying to make a comeback, and you go to Arlington.
I
wouldn't say the Rangers are necessarily in the contending.
I just mean the park.
Scenery, yeah.
Yeah, like as a starting pitcher, there's maybe 3 locations where I probably don't want to go. Is Colorado, Texas, and Philadelphia.
Yes.
Those are like the 3 parks where
Philly,
I'm
I
just
feel
like
Yankee Stadium. Because of the short porch out there, I kind of wouldn't want to be like a number one. That's why Ohtani didn't want to go to New York too, right? Well, he didn't like the East Coast. He hates New York. I'm just
He
kidding.
wanted he wanted to stay out west.
Yeah.
Closer to, I believe it was because he wanted to stay closer to home.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
it's a lot shorter flight from the west coast of Japan than it is the east coast.
East Coast, yeah.
And plus Mike Trout.
Yeah. Man, I got to tell you, man, I feel so bad for Mike Trout.
Why?
He's all this talent.
Because all his talent's just wasted. Like how many playoff appearances does that guy have? Like,
I don't want to even talk about it because it is really sad. Just when you think
they
of
haven't made the playoffs with him, have they?
I don't think so.
No, they haven't. Not even a wild card berth.
That's sad,
Nope.
you know? And to see that sort of talent just wasted.
And then when you talk about MVP, he doesn't really get the respect because, like, well, your team's not a playoff contender,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
And he just signed a big contract
He loves
a couple
the
years ago.
Angels.
Yeah, I think
Something like
he's
that.
a free agent in like 3 years or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but like,
Oh, he signed the contract after his rookie contract,
yeah,
correct? Yeah.
like I think his first year of arbitration, like he signed maybe like a 5-year deal, so like it ate up the arbitration years, and then plus I think like maybe 2 years after his arbitration.
Okay. And I'm
In
assuming there's-
retrospect, such a bad contract for
yeah,
Trout.
and I'm assuming there's no opt-out either.
No.
Yeah, especially with him being so
It's
young.
kind of like Bumgarner, where they signed him really early in the arbitration process, so now you have him locked up.
He's talking about re-signing, too.
I mean, do you, man? Like, if
I'm
you're
happy as a Giants
if
fan.
you're happy in Southern California and like
it's a
Yeah.
good weather.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a good
you
lifestyle.
can't blame him for
And he
that.
grew to love his team, so it's kind of like he's not, yeah.
So the Blue Devils have a new pitcher in Evan Hanneman, making just his second appearance on the year.
Because I mean, we forget that baseball players are people, like in sports. You know, like there's a human aspect to
You
all
also
these
gotta,
decisions.
where you live for your family, and like you said, they're humans too. They're
Yeah.
not just like special creatures that.
Special creatures.
You know, like the trading deadline is such a sad time. I don't know if you really think about it, where all these
Very.
people's lives are just uprooted. They have to leave their families behind because you don't want to uproot your kids mid-semester.
school,
You
yeah.
know, so like it's fun to talk about like all the trades and all the transactions, and it's fun for like fantasy and stuff like that. But I mean, if you really think about it, there's some not fun aspects of being a professional athlete.
Besides the millions of dollars, yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
And baseball too.
Yeah.
All money is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Unlike any other sport, where it's incentive heavy
Yeah.
in the contracts.
But definitely basketball's the way to go if you're going to be a pro athlete, because a lot less pool, you know, like minor league
Trades. I feel like you
minor league-
never really
Oh my
hear
God.
a trade.
Minor leagues kill an athlete's career if you're a baseball player.
Yeah.
Just
Caravantes shows bunt, pulls back.
yeah, Evan Hanneman has one inning under his belt. He's a freshman, so this is going to be just our first look at him and as a team too. Like I said, only one inning.
So Caravantes up in the count.
See, this is when I wish it was a little windy so we can see the
Oh
locks
my-
blow a little bit.
Yeah,
He's standing on there.
definitely want to know what conditioner and shampoo he uses.
You should ask him after the game.
You know I'm gonna. Hello.
Caravantes works a walk, so bases are loaded now with Aaron Corral up.
I'm trying to see, is it curly or is it just straight? Because if it's straight, I can't
looks
do anything
curly.
with. Okay.
It does look like a little bit of a
Listen.
curl in there.
After this inning, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go ahead and just step on up, take off the headset, and
Excuse me, what conditioner
Jog
do you
over
use?
real
What's
quick.
your routine?
Man, this is crazy. Solano only has 2 hits on this game. That's how many walks have happened in the last 2 innings. 7, 8. 8 walks. 2 hit by pitches.
crazy.
Yeah.
First pitch to Corral. Misses down.
That's why you gotta love baseball. You see something new every single time. Like, how often do you see 2 half innings where there's 8 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and only 1 hit?
Definitely prolongs the game, but it's still a close game. It'd be different if the game was, maybe 12-1.
If it was lopsided.
Exactly. So that slider in there for a strike evens it up at 1-1.
Yeah, I'm looking for Corral to get on right now and just, like we've been saying all game, just get his timing back. Even if it's just a walk, just get on base and forget about a strikeout.
Corral needs to boost the morale.
Oh, my. Okay. Ryan, enough.
That, once again, breaking ball is in there. Corral's behind in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, Corral, I don't know. I'm trying. Corral just needs to do Corral. I don't know.
Yeah. That one breaks just a bit too far outside. 2-2. Corral looking to stay alive. Maybe get something in play. Base hit. Tie the game up for the Falcons here. Hanneman sets. And a swing and a miss on the curveball from Hanneman. 2 down.
So Corral strikes out, but that leaves 3 men on for Roberto Diaz. He's 1 for 1 with a triple and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, but all the people besides Denning, that's who you want up to the plate right now with the bases loaded. Even with 2 outs, he had a triple with 2 outs, so he can do it.
And Hanneman up there on the mound thinking, okay, I'm going in with the 8-9 hitters, but little does he know, Diaz is almost a one-hitter.
Yeah, and you talked about he was a leading RBI man coming into the game.
So see if Diaz can put the Falcons ahead. As that first pitch to him hits the low and inside part of the plate. You see there, tripled in the third. Also got hit last inning.
He's been stranded at third both times he's been up, or each time he's reached base. So no runs. But here, looking to be a run producer.
The pitch, that changeup hits the outside part of the plate. Quickly down 0-2 is Diaz, and Hanneman doing a nice job, at least in this at-bat, working both sides of the plate.
Yeah, I think striking out Corral definitely let him relax a little bit, get some confidence there, as that was a tough battle here with 1 out, bases loaded, to strike the guy out in a strikeout situation. Here, commanding count 0-2.
The 0-2 just gets a piece of his Diaz to stay alive.
Yeah, the strikeouts to Corral really boosted his morale. Okay. Yeah, Diaz is a really good player when he's under pressure too. Since moving down to the 9th spot, he hasn't felt that pressure where it's like lineup wise, but he still gets it behind an account and knows how to battle back.
The 0-2 from Hanneman. Fastball grounded right outside, foul.
That's what you got
to
to do.
Falcon dugout making some groans. And Oz, as Coach Robbie Roberts over there at first, unable to make the play.
He's definitely going to get an earful when he gets back in the dugout.
So still 0-2. Diaz doing a good job of staying alive. Hanneman looking to put him down. Breaking ball grounded over to Jantz. Fields it behind Caravantes to end the inning. So Falcons threaten, but unable to score and tie this one up as we head to the top of the 6th.
Aaron Corral, thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, this is Roberto Diaz, and thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back.
Nine one, 2 due up. Avila here, followed by Duran and Steely.
2-0. Natter's falling behind as there's still activity in the Falcon bullpen.
Yeah, we were talking about it between innings, but man, Danny Zaldivar.
He's got to be more than warmed up now.
I think he's been warming for about an hour and a half.
He's got to be steaming.
As Natter 3-0. Those long innings, we talked about it with Juarez, how impressive it was after an 8-batter inning to come back fresh. Here, 3-0.
So that one hits the zone, 3-1.
It's tough to stay warm out there in the dugout once you're sitting there for a long time. Obviously, getting the offense helps.
So Avila works the walk, hands it back to the top of the order, and here comes Salampa and making the call to the bullpen.
Yeah, Zaldivar's like, fine. I'm pretty sure he's sick of the bullpen catcher at this point. So Natter got as much leash as you can expect for a guy who fell to a 6-0 deficit in the first 2 innings. But from there, steadied the ship, got through 3 more innings unscathed, and now it's up to Zaldivar in the bullpen to just hold this lead at 1, and your offense has been gaining momentum the last couple half innings. So just give your offense a chance if you're Zaldivar, and he's got to be chomping at the bit to finally face a batter.
So that would be it for Teddy Natter, who's worked 5 innings, 5+ innings, and is responsible for Avila at first. So we have a new pitcher, like Brian said, and Danny Zaldivar, making his 5th appearance so far. 8 2/3 innings under his belt. He's given up a lot of hits. 18 in those innings worked.
All right, so final line, like you said, 5+, 6 hits, 5 walks, 8 Ks, and 1 hit by pitch for Natter. Obviously, that's a really high whip. It's over 2 with the starting pitcher. You want to be in the lead pitchers are 1, but if you're in like the 1.5s, I think that's a good recipe for success. So a little high in terms of whip for Teddy Natter, but good strikeout to walk ratio, 8 to 5. But really, it's up to the bullpen now, and I talked about this is the thing that Solano really needs to work on, is this bridge to the end of the game. You're in contention here, 6-5, very close ball game. You need your bullpen to step up and keep this lead where it is, or keep this deficit where it is, so you can overcome and take the lead yourself.
Yeah, the bullpen has been one of the weaker points for the Falcons so far. The starting pitching has definitely been one of the standouts in Natter, in Yancey, in Chana, really just gliding the Falcons almost in the early on in the game, and then once handing it over to the bullpen, that's where things kind of get shaky, almost around right now at the 6th, 7th inning.
Yeah, it's the bridge, and that's what you find when most of your bullpen were sophomores last year, likes of CB, Chris Bruner, Rylan Haney, those type of pitchers were really dependable in this 6, 7, 8 to get to your Tyler Pearsall, your really good closer.
That's popped up. Pribolinski calls for it. Let's see if he can keep the foot on the bag as he makes the catch, but doesn't. So 1 out now, able to get Duran on just 1 pitch. Nice work from Zaldivar.
Not to mention, too, Natter and Chana were 2 bullpen pieces last year, and now they're starters. So you take those pieces out of the bullpen, and now that's a wide open hole for a lot of guys to compete to try to find that slot where they fit into this team.
As that first pitch to Steely misses. And Chana had a decent game on Saturday against Chabot. I believe he worked 5 innings, gave up 7 runs. We got a back pick from Denning. Here's a throw, not in time, as Avila was just able to get back in there.
And that's where Bryce, being a right-handed first baseman, you and Saul talk about it all the time with Gutierrez at first. It really benefits to have that left-handed first baseman when you have those pickoffs.
That one's popped up, heading towards the Blue Devil bullpen, but foul. Pribolinski ran out of room.
Yeah, because when Perpeliski fields that back pick from Denning, he has to kind of do a little pirouette and kind of spin and tag, whereas Gutierrez has a lot cleaner angle. Maybe not with that specific throw, because like no matter what, Gutierrez would have to backhand it instead of probably just catch it clean. But for the most part, it really benefits to have that left-handed first baseman.
It really does. I didn't notice it much when I was in high school playing because I just thought, receiving a throw.
Yeah.
Just my way, the correct way for a right-handed, glove is, I thought I was still quick, but the lefty glove really does make that huge difference in the split second tagging down on the runner.
Yeah, as it starts to escalate levels where the margin for error just diminishes, and you need that split second timing sometimes.
Fastball misses. 3-0 the count now.
So a good battle here. Steely trying to get on for the heart of the lineup. Butterfield, Frakes, and Jackson. We talked about the power of the RBI numbers coming up for the Merced Blue Devils. So this is an important batter for Zaldivar to try to put away.
See if Avila goes here. Thinks about it, and Steely works a walk.
Yeah, trying to save that breaking ball low in his back pocket. And obviously, if you're seeing on the camera angles, Steely kind of buckled his knee there, trying to anticipate the fastball, but obviously good eye laying off and working that walk. So 2 on, 1 out for, we're going to have a pitch hitter. Oh, he's a switch hitter. There you go.
So Butterfield is switch hitted. Just finding that out, obviously.
Yeah.
So first and second now. And that wasn't a bad pitch from Zaldivar. That was a good idea as he caught Steely buckled, like you said, and out on his front foot as that first pitch fastball is fouled back. Not a bad pitch, because if that was in the zone or if he got the call, maybe just a little bit tighter of a break, he would have caught Steely looking for the second out. But just an unfortunate pitch or play right there from Zaldivar.
But now he has to kind of wipe that clean. New batter. He jumped ahead 0-1. Let's see what he does here.
As that one hits the top of the zone, Butterfield not necessarily agreeing with the home plate umpire. 0-2.
Yeah, very beneficial call for Zaldivar on that high breaking ball. Doesn't want to leave that breaking ball up, especially to a left-handed batter. That's kind of right in the sweet spot for those lefties.
Butterfield looks real comfortable up there at the plate, even with 2 strikes.
Yeah, not changing his approach. You'll see some batters start choking up, but Butterfield looks really relaxed. That bottom hand is really loose, so it just looks really comfortable up there.
Yeah, Butterfield, 3 home runs on the season, so Zaldivar might want to look out for that. And that one's lined into center field. Getting the wave is Avila. Taking a turn is Steely, but retreating back to second. So an RBI single. Add some insurance here for the Blue Devils.
So that's the second RBI for Butterfield. He's yet to be retired. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 walks now.
2 RBIs as well. And that'll bring up Ryan Frakes, first baseman. 2 for 3. Grounded into a double play back in the 4th.
Yeah, that was the first time he was retired. Before then, he was 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, but obviously with that double play brings him down to 2 for 3 on the afternoon. But great RBI position here again for Frakes.
First pitch from Zaldivar outside.
You know, what impressed me about Butterfield was really just the softness of his hands and his windup, because that was one thing I didn't realize when I was a kid, was that you want to grip so tight because you feel like you have so much control, but the great hitters have such soft hands that they really can control that bat. It provides so much more power.
That one hits the outside, and Frakes does not agree with that one as he's shaking his head. Yeah, they tell you loose hands, just be relaxed up there at the plate. You'll have a lot more success because, like you said, everything's tight and, bunched up, and you're not really going to get that much movement. Nice block from Denning on the curveball.
Yeah, it just generates so much more bat speed, too, when you have soft hands that you're not using your muscles necessarily to try to power through the zone. You're using your hands and the quickness, your fast twitch muscles, not necessarily the muscles used for lifting,
Exactly. And Frakes looks just as comfortable up there at the plate. That's a ground ball through the hole for a base hit. And Steely's going to hold up at third. Here's the throw from Gregory in the left field, cut off by Corral. So a single for Ryan Frakes puts him 3 for 4 on the day. Bases juiced now for Dylan Jackson.
And Solano has some bullpen activity. And Salampa going out there, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen.
So Zaldivar just gets a couple hitters of work, and short leash on him does Salampa have. And now Connor Caparelli in for the Falcons.
We haven't seen Caparelli, I don't think, on any of our broadcasts.
None of our broadcasts, but making his 4th appearance on the season. Has 7 2/3 innings pitched, looking to keep the deficit where it's at, as Zaldivar just gave up 1.
And when I saw the bullpen, I saw somebody that tall and lanky. I was like, that Caparelli? Because there's not too many people on the roster that are that tall. 6'4", 180, freshman, I believe, out of Dixon. And Zaldivar's afternoon is done with a third of an inning pitch, 2 hits allowed, 1 walk. So he got Duran to retire. But here it's going to be up to Caparelli to kind of slow the damage. We talked about minimizing the deficit by keeping it where it is so your offense can keep chipping away like they have been doing. So Caparelli, well, it's going to be interesting to see kind of his repertoire as a tall right-hander.
Looks to have a nice fastball, flat. They're coming over the top. So really you see there a changeup. But like you said, we'll see what he has in his repertoire here shortly.
Yeah, it doesn't look like his delivery lends himself much to like sliders or anything kind of breaking left to right horizontally across the plane, but it looks like
delivery of almost if he had a
12-6 curve.
That's exactly what I was going to say. A 12-6 curveball would work perfectly with his arm angle and the way he carries himself up there on the mound.
Yeah, so we'll see what sort of off-speed stuff. I think that's what really kind of differentiates yourself as you move up levels, is that off-speed stuff, because most people will have a steady fastball. It's what you do off the fastball
it's the location and command of it, and especially, like you said, the breaking balls. If you can locate your fastball and then work in and locate and command your breaking balls on top of it, that's where you're going to have so much excellence up there on the mound. And end up being recruited. As that's popped up, having a play is Pribolinski, and able to make the catch for the second out. So nice 1 pitch, 1 out for Caparelli.
Yeah, that was a struggle for Bryce a little bit, but he ended up putting it away for out number 2, and that's a huge 1 pitch, 1 out, especially to such a threatening hitter like Dylan Jackson.
So aggressive approach stays with the Blue Devils, but unable to get their way with that one. Jackson popped out. So 2 down now. Omar Sanchez looking to extend the inning, put some more runs up for the Blue Devils. As that first pitch is in there for a strike.
Jackson 1 for 3 with a double, strikeout, and a ground out. He reached on that fielder's choice ground out.
As there's that 12-6 curveball, and that looked pretty darn good, Brian.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see Caparelli. I think the fastball changeup kind of would have limited him, but to have that hook in your back pocket, especially jumping ahead 0-2 now, like that was a great time to put that 0-1 pitch to sneak that in for a strike.
Yeah, like you said, the 0-1 is really crucial as he catches Sanchez looking, and Sanchez is having some words with the umpire, as that'll end the inning. So nice job in relief of Caparelli, able to keep it where it's at, 7-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Hey ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Isaiah Verrett up at the plate is 1 for 3 on the day. Excuse me.
Yeah, 0 for 2.
0 for 2. He's looking at the wrong scorebook right there, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah, he got the rare RBI hit by pitch because the bases were loaded.
See, I think we have 2 of those, an RBI hit by pitch and a RBI walk from Gregory.
Yeah, here in a more comfortable position as a table setter.
That's driven onto right field. Battling the sun is Steely, but makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, not a cloud in the sky right now, so that's tough, especially with the sun in your face. But good job by Steely. He looks very comfortable out there in right field.
Yeah, like you said, the sun, and he doesn't really know the dimensions well, but he's been playing really comfortably out there and right.
Yeah, the only benefit right now is that there's no wind if the flags are moving whatsoever. So it's really about picking up the ball. That's the difficult part of that fly ball.
So 1 out, Cody Gregory at the plate. So that's a ground ball hit over to Jantz. Fields cleanly to Frakes for the second out.
Yeah, second time he attacked the first pitch and got an out.
Yeah, Gregory staying with that aggressive approach as you got to expect in that 2-hole you get a lot of good fastballs to hit because Denning's right behind you. If you work the count to a good hitter's count, they're going to challenge you because they don't want to face Denning with runners on base. But there, Gregory saw the first fastball he liked, tried to go the other way, but just right at a defender.
Good approach, but like you said, right over to Jantz. That slider hits the outside part. Nice pitch from Hanneman, 0-1.
You can actually see the moon out in right field if you look close enough. Not from the camera.
Oh,
but
I was looking at this.
Yeah, just kind of interesting.
Fun fact from Brian.
Yeah.
So that finds the zone again. Quickly down 0-2 is Denning.
You know, I'm not saying I'm Solano's good luck charm because I actually left for an inning and then the Merced scored 2, but I am their good luck charm, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
There you go.
Hanneman steps off. Gets back on, sets. The 0-2 to Denning. Fouled. The slider just stays alive off the mask of Sanchez.
Yeah, Denning's got to know what that feels like.
It's kind of like it's like sympathy feelings where you know what's happened. It's happened to you, yeah.
So a lot of outside sweeping back in, breaking balls. You think he throws a fastball here and throws the changeup, but misses.
Why?
Sorry, that just cracked me.
Yeah, not even close to swinging, but we had a check down over to the first base.
But first base umpire couldn't really dictate if he went.
He's a left-handed batter, so he doesn't see where the bat breaks. But it's he doesn't have it.
It's he actually checked down, but we've seen a lot. I think it was last game too. I forgot who it was, but someone check swung, and it wasn't even close, but the home plate umpire ended up calling him on the swing, and it was in a crucial situation, I believe. So, I mean, just the fact that he was able to check down as that breaking ball comes back in to catch Denning looking to end the inning. So Falcons put down in order. Bottom of the order for the Blue Devils in the top of the 7th.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
Welcome back. To lead off the top of the 7th is pinch hitter Adam Gomez. So that'll be it for Ricardo Lopez in the DH spot.
Yeah, got to be tough when you're DHing to go up and sat down 3 strikeouts.
That first pitch is grounded over to Privilinski. Caparelli covering for the first out.
Yeah, it looked like Privilinski could have took it himself, but Caparelli just sprung off the mound and beat him to first.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out. Exactly what Caparelli wants.
As that'll bring up Jantz. Jantz, 2 strikeouts on the day. Hit by a pitch in the second and came around to score on that one. That fastball is in there.
He's also got a sleeve like a quarterback where it looks like he's got like plays on the inside of his sleeve.
It looks like a forearm sleeve, like a football.
Yeah,
forearm
that's
sleeve.
what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Like you flip up, just see the playbook, but not sure what kind of writing is on it.
We haven't heard. Usually, when a baseball player has that, it's usually the coaches calling out numbers, looking at the sleeve, the card that they have. But yeah, I haven't heard any of the coaches yell out any signs, any numbers. So.
Maybe he wore it once and just like the feel of it.
The swagginess to it.
Yeah, I want to say.
He had a 3-hit day or something like that. And just like, I'm wearing this.
Yeah, I want to say Austin Jackson had it last year, and Eric Burns and Bill Ripken like tore into him, saying like, if you want to play baseball and you want to make it into the majors, you don't do that. That's little league, and that's whenever I see someone do that, it might be like a coach thing too. Like your coach might literally make you want to do that, or maybe it's preference because if you got 3 hits.
Yeah, maybe he just the communicator to the infield or something like that.
Yeah.
So full count to Jantz. Caparelli looking for his second out.
You never know if you can trust him because he's a liar. Jantz on fire.
Okay.
Fastball driven to Diaz. Keeps it in front. On over to Privilinski. Nice scoop over there for the second out.
Great pick there by Privilinski. That was a low throw from Diaz, but Privilinski able to dig that one out.
Yeah, it looked like hot potato is kind of the game that Diaz was playing. As soon as it went to his glove, he kind of dropped it. But like Chris said, thankfully kept it in front of him. And Privilinski with a great pick.
Knew the speed of Jantz, at least for a split second, able to keep it in front.
He's running like
his composure.
His pants were on fire.
Oh my god!
As that curveball hits the inside part of the plate, 0-1. See there, Avila 0 for 2 with the walk.
2 runs out of that 9-hole.
That curveball's hung up but fouled.
Yeah, that was. That was a hung-up curveball, like you said, and thankfully it was fouled because that could have been damage.
Yeah, we were talking about the bite on Caparelli's 12-6. It's not really a late breaking 12-6. It kind of floats in there, so he uses it to try to steal a strike there, but Avila very on top of that one.
The 0-2, fastball outside. Most likely a setup pitch for Caparelli. See if he goes back to that breaking ball here.
Yeah, you just have it lower, like back foot.
In the zone, or excuse me, in the zone. In the dirt.
In the dirt, yeah.
Catch Avila swinging. That fastball is at the letters, but called strike 3 looking. So nice job from Caparelli. Set down in order are the Blue Devils. Falcons in the bottom of the 7th.
Hi, I'm Nathan Gutierrez. Thank you for watching Solano College Sports Network.
See there, Hanneman still on the mound for the Blue Devils. Pribolinski up at the plate leading off. Takes a first pitch breaking ball in their first strike.
Yeah, just pitching backwards there, starting with some soft stuff. Not going to blow you away with any of his stuff as Hanneman. Just get kind of that junk pitcher that just misses barrels and gets outs.
A lot of sliders so far from what we've seen from Hanneman, and has worked out so far.
Yeah, it's been throwing the Falcons hitters off balance as you start with a sidewinder with Juarez, and you come in with a couple different just prototypical pitchers, and here just junk.
Swing and a miss from Pribolinski as that bottom hand fell off the bat. Not usually what you see on a swing and miss.
Yeah.
Usually it's the top hand that comes off. Slider grounded it over to Jackson for the first out.
Yeah, with a guy like Hanneman, you just got to stay back on your back foot. It's so tempting to just kind of lunge at the ball. But because he pitches so slow and there's just a lot of break to it, you really have to stay disciplined on that back foot in order to square up the ball and provide some sort of power to it.
Yeah, approach towards a pitcher like this, since he has that big loopy slider / breaking ball, whatever you want to call it. Sit back like you said and have your approach towards right field.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the slider, it's going to break early, land in. You can just go with it into right field. And the fastball, if he does throw one, if you're looking for the slider too, just drive that on into right field.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Merced even shades their outfielders towards the opposite field, but based off of the way that he pitches.
Steely looks more towards the line than we typically see from a right fielder here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium.
And that's good, too, because a lot of times I see these defensive shifts, and then the pitcher pitches away from the defense.
Even in the bigs, as that one's driven on to left field. Back goes Butterfield, and that one's out of here. So a solo shot for Kyle Krebs, his first on the season, cuts down the Blue Devil lead 7-6 now.
So we talked about staying back on it, and Krebs stayed back, put a charge into that one, hit it way over the defense. Don't need a shift about that one, so that was no doubt about it.
And when you look at the lineup, you don't really peg him as like the home run guy. You look at Denning and you're like, okay, he's the guy that's going to get the first home run for Solano. Or, well, not for Solano, but, the first home run of the game. But indeed, it was Kyle Krebs. And it was a moonshot, too, right off the bat.
And with no wind to knock any ball out of it, this is a perfect kind of setting to hit one out of Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium.
Yeah, and it's good to see the dugout now, Solano back alive. They're always in the game. They were down by 2, but back now down by 1.
Yeah,
and after a home run.
You just get that adrenaline from a big play like that.
Really feed off that confidence, especially from Krebs. Both can do it offensive and defensively. So Chenard at 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
It definitely looked like one of those sliders hung, and Krebs just saw it quick out of his hand and knew that was going to be middle in and just squared up that one.
I think Hanneman was getting just a bit too comfortable as that one hooks back in to catch Chenard looking for the second out.
Yeah, I think that was more of a curve than a slider. Yeah.
A slurve?
No, I think that was just
a curve?
I think that was just a typical curve, where it's just more up and sort of, I don't know how to describe it.
You're doing
for the
hand
audience.
signals.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody can see what I'm doing with my hands.
So 2 out now with Caravantes trying to keep it alive for the Falcons. Takes a first pitch strike.
Yeah, don't expect any fastballs from Hanneman. He's just shown that he just feels really confident with his breaking stuff. He's just trying to keep these hitters off balance.
Misses up, 1-1.
So no activity for the Falcons in their bullpen. So Caparelli probably back out for another inning of work. There's some bullpen activity for Merced, though.
That's just been kind of the theme, just running through the bullpen for Merced, pitcher after pitcher.
Yeah, there you go. Look in the shadows there of Merced's bullpen. Can't really make out a number right there.
I don't think they have a front jersey number, so you have to wait till he turns his back.
Yeah, the front jersey numbers are in like white, and when they're
and then they're in the yellow, and it's in the sun. Like, yeah, just not a good shot. Not because of the camera, but
not a good color scheme.
Yeah, exactly. In the dirt, nice job from Caravantes to lay off of that one. Brings it to a full count now. Corral on deck.
Yeah, with a guy like Hanneman, I might even. You never want to mess with your stance too much, but I might even close my stance off a little bit. Then I'm accustomed
that
to.
way you don't flare open.
Yeah.
That one's popped up. Calling it is Duran for the final out. So Falcons cut the lead in half on the solo shot from Kyle Krebs. As we head to the top of the 8th. Jesus Duran will lead it off in the top of the 8th as the Blue Devils have the top of the order.
I wonder if Jesus has a brother, so they'd be Duran.
Oh, my God.
All right, he is 1 for 3 with a walk.
Good to see Caparelli back out there.
First pitch from Caparelli. Shows bunt is Duran. Pulls back.
Yeah, he's definitely helped out the morale. Couldn't even get that one out.
Oh,
you were just on a roll.
I'm over it, Brian.
Yeah, I am too. I'm sick of myself right now.
The 1-0. 2-0. Corral even with the bag at third.
Yeah, this is a part of the lineup where Merced's done their damage with Duran and Steely trying to get on base for that heart of the lineup here.
That one's driven into the right center. That's just in front of the warning track. Hits off the wall. Here comes Duran. He's headed to third. Throw from Caravantes. Not in time. So a leadoff triple to start off the 8th for Jesus Duran. Leaves an RBI opportunity for Steely.
Yeah, right off the bat is going to split Chenart and Krebs out in center and right. And as soon as he hit it, you can hear Merced's dugout say 3 all the way. And with Duran's speed, he made it pretty easily. So leadoff triple, Caparelli in trouble, and there is some activity with Ryan Wolf in the Solano bullpen.
Yeah, just looked like he never slowed down. Just kept going.
That one's outside. Infield is in for the Falcons. Looking to cut down that run. The 1-0. Fouled. Steely just missed that one.
Steely 0 for 2. Reached on an error, and he struck out. He also walked twice, has 1 run scored.
The stats are just crazy today. When it's like error, walk, then there's an RBI strikeout.
That one's grounded left side, but just foul. As Duran was just able to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Steely swung at that one. I don't think that was going to be in there for a strike, but maybe he felt otherwise. Because he kind of lunged at that one. And if you're Duran, you got to make sure that you're standing in foul territory, because I believe if you're in fair territory and you're hit, you're out.
That is correct. The 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. Nice job from Denning, able to keep it in front of him.
That's the benefit of that 12-6 curve rather than your prototypical curveball, because it's bringing straight up and down. You just got to get your chest protector in front of it. Whereas if it's a curveball, you kind of have to move your body with the
Slide
angle
to the
curve.
right.
Exactly.
Here's a 2-2. 3-2. Duran dancing over there at third, playing with Caparelli.
It's almost like he wants his attention to be on him and not focus on the plate right now, which is a good tactic.
That curveball is just low. So Steely able to work a walk, and that'll bring up Butterfield.
So 3 walks for Christopher Steely. Good for a 600 on-base percentage.
Do you think Steely's going to steal?
Maybe a Steely.
See if he does. Runners at the corners now. No outs.
Probably the hottest hitter so far this afternoon, Butterfield. Yet to be retired in 4 at-bats.
That one's in the dirt on the fastball, but nice job from Denning.
Rather, 4 plate appearances. He only has 2 official at-bats because he's walked twice and he's singled twice.
Having himself a day. And just from the presence up there at the plate, I don't think Caparelli wants to leave one hanging as that ball gets away from Pribolinski. As we have a balk called. So almost works out for the Falcons.
Yeah, instead of him going to third and getting an extra 90 feet.
Yeah.
Steely, is able to just stay put at second instead of go to third, as we have Salampa going to have a discussion with the umpires.
And we've seen Caparelli, well, for us, mainly at first base, but obviously he has pitching stats, so he has been on the mound this year, but obviously that pickoff move was a little clunky as there was some movement before his initial move to first base, which obviously drew that balk call.
So 8-6 now. Not what you wanted if you're Caparelli. In relief, trying to keep the game where it's at. Frakes is up on deck too. So Merced, just what they wanted here in the top of the 8th with the top of the order, doing some damage. 2-0 to Butterfield. Ground ball, foul. That's over in the Blue Devil bullpen.
Not surprising that he had that green light 2-0. Just rolled over the top of that one.
Fastball count. That was up in the zone. Might have seen that go over the 330 sign. As that curveball hangs up. Stays up.
Yeah.
3-1.
Dangerous territory on a 12-6 that hangs.
And even here at 3-1, don't want to leave Butterfield with the fastball in his wheelhouse. He steps off. Doesn't like the sign called from Denning. Looks to do it again. Sets the 3-1 to Butterfield. Swing and a miss as he took a nice rope on that one.
That was perfect location on that changeup, low and away, dipping out of the zone.
As we said earlier, Butterfield is a threat for a home run as he has 3 and is tied second in the Central Valley Conference. As that's driven into right field. Foul.
Yeah, Butterfield doing anything and everything he can to just stay alive on the up there. But like you said, he is a threat, so Caparelli has to be careful and not leave another hanging curveball up in the zone.
Yeah, I thought that 3-1 pitch would be a perfect out pitch in the 2-strike count. Best not to double it up as it was out of the strike zone, so you don't want Butterfield to have a good eye on it and lay off of it 3-2. So maybe that was just a pitch to kind of take that 3-1 pitch out of his mind, and now is the time to double that one up and try to put away Butterfield here with 1 out, or nobody out.
Caparelli throws here. As Butterfield is out in front of the fastball, has good looks on it, throws the curveball, but That one gets away from Caparelli. Ends up walking Butterfield first and second now with Frakes at the plate.
Yeah, Frakes is in a really common position for him with a couple runners on again. And Frakes has driven in three hits in his 4 at-bats. So Butterfield and Frakes, 3-4 hitters doing what 3-4 hitters do. Been really producing here.
See, he takes a nice cut. That first pitch fastball just gets a piece of it. 0-1. As Brian said, 3 for 4. 3 singles.
He actually hit into a double play on that ground out.
Keep the ball low if you're Caparelli. Try to get yourself a double play ball. Somehow, some way, catch Frakes out in front. The pitch, that curveball hits the knee, and no. So it ends up hitting him, but home plate umpire is going to have him stay at the plate. As it looked like he turned into that one, and Frakes is very confused up there.
Yeah, if I'm Frakes, I'm not too happy. It definitely looked like he turned in just to brace the impact, not to induce the contact.
And I think that's the craziest thing about up there at the plate with, just like this happened, the questionable batters turning into the pitch. You're taught to turn with it and to tuck your back.
Yeah.
But umpires still think, I think that's a discussion for the field umpire and the home plate umpire to, talk real quick and see if it actually was intentional or not. As you see there on the replay, pitch, that curveball, as he might have stuck out his knee, it was a slower pitch, but
it just looks like he's getting out the way.
That's the thing. I just think,
gray area, to say the least. Caparelli steps off.
That's just a human element of baseball where just perceptions see things differently. So, where I think I would see him as him just turning in to brace for the impact of being hit. He saw him as turning into the ball to get the contact.
Changeups outside.
The outcome of the non-hit pitch or whatever happened is definitely beneficial for Solano, though. Instead of having bases loaded after that hit by pitch, now you can relax a little bit and focus on hopefully getting just a strikeout or even a double play.
Runners go as Frakes is to first base this time.
Get hit twice in one at bat.
And see, I thought he leaned into that one a little bit more than the first
I thought the same exact thing there too. Might have stuck out his elbow or something, but I think home plate umpire might have made up for the last one.
Yeah.
What if he said no, you turned in? That would you would have seen him pissed.
Yeah.
Frakes he looked frustrated even throwing his bat and elbow guard over. So I couldn't even imagine if the umpire called him back for that one as well.
So it looks like a bullpen change. Ryan Wolf set to relieve Connor Caparelli.
So that'll be it for Caparelli. And like Brian said, Ryan Wolf will go ahead and try to keep it where it's at in a tough situation. No outs. Bases are juiced. 8-6 ball game here in the top of the 8th.
That's Ryan Wolf.
Wolf making his 5th appearance on the season. In 4 innings, opponents are hitting .333 against him. So we'll see if he can keep it here.
So I think Connor Caparelli's final line is inning in 2/3 pitched. He gave up just 1 earned run, and that was Duran coming in this half inning. But he's responsible for all 3 runners, so obviously not off the hook by any means. But he did a nice job coming in. It was a tough situation with Zaldivar, bases loaded, and he got out of it. And now he kind of leaves the same situation for his teammate Ryan Wolf.
Yeah, it started out well for Caparelli coming into the game and kind of settling in, and then it's just those free bases with walks hit by pitches, and then you kind of think he caught a break with the umpire saying he leaned into it, so then you get to resume the at bat, but instead you hit him again, and then bases are indeed loaded with no outs still.
Yeah, I think every relief pitcher today has been put in a tough situation up there on the mound, whether it be runners at second and third, first and third, bases loaded. Just all around tough work from both sides of the teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially from Solano's side, where you're trying to extend Teddy Natter as far as he can because he had such a rough start, and you could see a case to pull him after giving up 6 runs in 2 innings, but Solano gave him that kind of leash to play with, and he extended it for 3 more innings, but then based off of the trouble in the half inning, he's had to made mid-inning pitching changes.
So Dylan Jackson now up as he checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
You know, of all the looks, I feel like that would have been the best because he does. It's not from the first base side. You're getting it from like the shortstop area.
Yeah.
But from my angle, it did look like he did, go around a little bit.
You know who has the best angle is probably our third base cameraman.
That's down in the dirt, 2-0. Jackson's had some pretty healthy cuts as well today. So he has just 1 hit on the evening, single back in the 5th.
He also said RBI ground out and a run scored because he reached on a fielder's choice in that first inning and came around. Was the 3rd runner of that first inning, which we, again, technical difficulties, couldn't bring you the audio. We might have had audio by then.
That's in there, 3-1. So some choppy water for Wolf as he's down 3-1 to Jackson with the bases loaded, no outs. The pitch fouled. Jackson just missed that one.
You can't. There's nowhere to put him, so this has to be an out, whether it's a strikeout, a pop-up fly, anything. You can't put him on because you don't want to induce the walk to come in.
Wolf sets and delivers ball 4. So Wolf ends up walking in a run, brings the game down to 9-6. RBI walk for Jackson, and that'll have Sanchez up at the plate.
Yeah, it's kind of like both sides of the game today have been getting those free passes where they get on base via the walk, hit by pitch, and both of them have been capitalizing. And it just seems like it's never ending. Both sides are going to continue to give up the walks or hit by pitch or some type of mental error, and the other team's going to capitalize on it.
Yeah, a lot of walks, more than usual from what we've seen here on the Solano College Sports Network. That's roped into left field for a base hit. And getting the wave is Frakes. Throwing to third is Gregory. So a 2 RBI single for Omar Sanchez extends the lead 11-6.
So that is the second and third RBIs in the afternoon for Omar Sanchez. Also his second hit, so brings him to 2 for 5 on the afternoon. He jumped ahead aggressively on Ryan Wolf, that first pitch fastball in there. He was able to handle it right in the 5.5 hole, right between that space between the shortstop and third baseman.
I've never heard the 5.5 hole. I've heard 5-6 hole. That makes sense though. It makes sense. Like
5.5 and then 3.5. And I guess technically, if it's right back up the middle, is it the 5 hole? Because 6 and 4.
Wow, Ryan, you got yourself a theory.
Yeah.
that one is fouled.
Yeah, I can't remember. I definitely heard some broadcaster say it, and then one of our alumni, Stosh Samoida, he stole that real quick and started using that very often. So there's a little shout out to Stosh.
And we have a pinch hitter for the Blue Devils, Tanner Browning, who usually gets the start. Rested today, but now is in the top of the 8th. Shows bunt, bunted down the third baseline. Here comes Corral charging in. The throw to Pribolinski, not able to gather that one up. So run does score as Sanchez stays put at third, and Browning able to get on from the bunt single.
Corral is not happy with that. He got to it quickly. He handled himself well, but as he was throwing off the jump, it just got Pribolinski just
crossed up.
Yeah, just crossed up.
It was just that in-between hop where he didn't know whether he should try to catch onto the short hop or try to block it. And
kind of looked like both.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of ran up past his arm.
And, Corral's going to blame himself, of course, because he thinks he could have prevented that, and he was very frustrated. And rightfully so. I'd be frustrated, too, if that had happened to me. Just overall, this inning has been like a frustrating inning for Solano. They came in down by 1 and now 12-6, just like that.
Yeah, and I was doing some tallying from what you said earlier about the number of walks and hit by pitches. Combined 17 walks in this game, 4 hit by pitches.
It's just free passes that both teams are getting. This isn't just Solano's been getting them and capitalizing. It's both teams. And it just looks like they're both going to continue to do it.
And do you think just from those stats that you threw out there, Brian, that the game would be even more inflated? But I think a 12-6 game is actually reasonable for how many free passes we've had.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's 17 base runners, 21 if you're including the hit by pitches that are by way of not a hit.
It's almost contagious too. One team it started with Merced when they walked in the bases loaded, and then a couple innings later Solano did the same thing and it's just hit by pitch walk. So they are contagious, and it's just proven to be so in this game. And like when we're looking right now as Wallen is getting warmed up, Corral is walking back to third base, obviously upset with himself, trying to help his team as much as he can, but nothing he could have done with that play.
The game slipping away from the Falcons' hands as it was just a 7-6 ball game. Quickly just turned to 12-6.
And we talked about the bullpen issues for Solano and trying to figure out that bridge to the back of the bullpen. And then here, just a one-run lead where the task for the bullpen was just keep it that way, because the offense had been doing some really good things and scoring some runs. But here, just a 5-run inning at the most inopportune time has doubled up the lead with Solano with 6 and Merced at 12.
Yeah, and looking at Solano's bullpen, it looks like Bobby Meadows is getting warmed up too, just in case anything goes wrong or continues to go wrong in this inning. Solampa is going to be quick to call into the bullpen.
And with it being so early in the week too, with a game on Thursday, you can be a little aggressive just because on the forecast it is rain forecasted for Thursday, excuse me. So that might get rained out, and you might not make it up because it is non-conference.
Mm-hmm.
And with league starting next week,
exactly.
I highly doubt, like you said,
you'd reschedule a non-conference game,
especially against Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
I think they'll take the pass on that one for sure. So the first pitch from Wallen is in there for a strike. So Jantz is up there looking for his first hit on the evening. Struck out a couple times. Was one of those hit by pitch victims in the second. The 0-1. Fouled. 0-2.
Keegan has a really nice breaking ball. From the production side, whenever I'm on the center field camera like we are right now, it always has you see the depth of the breaking ball very well here. So we'll see 0-2 if we'll try to get something maybe low and away, try to get him to chase something.
Falcons still looking for their first out, see if Wallen can get them that. That fastball is in there. Catches Jantz looking for the first out.
Yeah, a little two-seamer off the edge and try to, I guess, front door two-seamer.
Front door, yeah.
Just started off the plate and ran back in.
Nice pitch from Wallen. And I don't think Jantz was looking for a fastball on an 0-2 count, especially in the situation right now.
Especially so common in community college baseball to give him nothing.
That's popped up. And having trouble is Pribolensi and Krebs out in right field, so that's going to fall down for a blue base hit.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily the triangle of death, but it almost felt like it, where it was just no man's land, just dropped right in between them. But I was just going to say, if like looking at the screen right now at the monitor, you can see the shadows are coming in. It's that time of the day, so it's gonna play a key role for the defense tonight.
Yeah, I talked about kind of the vision when there's no clouds above you too, and the sun's right in your face. It's definitely hard to read a small white ball coming at you to pick it up when there's kind of no reference point in the sky.
So they'll bring to the top of the order in Duran. And Duran led off this 8th inning with a triple.
Yeah, 2 for 4, single and a triple, 2 runs scored.
He was the first of the 6 runs scored this inning. As that's driven into center field, back goes Verrett. Has some room and able to make the catch. So tagging is Browning. So an RBI sac fly for Duran.
Yeah, off the bat and how it had that arch on it, it looked like it was just gonna clear the fence, but that's 370, 400. So you're gonna have to have a little bit more power.
Yeah, not too many leadoff hitters will go 400.
Yeah.
To dead center.
It sounded good off the bat, but then when you realize where the fence are.
Yeah, maybe if there was some wind tailing out to center, that could have had a chance. But productive out. Another run comes across.
So 14-6 game as Wallen checks on Avila at first.
Yeah, they've officially doubled up their score as they came in with a 7-6 lead and have scored 7 here in the 8th.
Check from Wallen again. A bit closer this time. Steely walked earlier this inning. I was able to come around to score as well.
Earlier this inning.
So that fastball is inside for a strike.
It's like we've been saying it all game. Like earlier this inning, so-and-so has come up to the plate. Just everyone's been batting around. But they're giving the opportunity to with all the, like we've been saying, free passes.
So 1-1 the count. Wallen sets, looking to get out of this jam. Changeup fouled as he caught Steely out in front.
Yeah, we need some bread because we're in a jam.
Oh my goodness, actual gracious. Okay.
Brian, these puns, I love them.
So when I did puns a couple games ago, you didn't love them, but when Brian wants
No,
to
I like yours too, but Brian's are like...
Oh, they're better, is what you're trying to say?
On a different level. 1-2 in the dirt. Gets away from Denning, so Avila will trickle his way to second. So 2-2 the count.
Yeah, Denning wasn't happy when the ball got away from him. Like we've been saying all season thus far, he's just a wall back there. So anything that gets past him, you know it's going to frustrate him.
Yeah, wild pitch on Wallen. And for Wallen, that's his first of the season.
There's a lot of firsts this game.
Steps off, checks with Diaz at short. Gathers up some signs. Gets back on. The 2-2. Curveball catches. Steely looking to finally end the inning. So Merced able to double what they had to start off the inning as we have a 14-6 ball game going to the bottom of the 8th.
Hi, this is Roberto Diaz, and thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back as we have a new pitcher for the Blue Devils and Blake Jantz making his third appearance. 4 innings worked so far.
Yeah, I wonder if Browning, I think, took over from her at second.
Hey there.
Because obviously Jantz was a starting second baseman. There you see the stat line batting.
As that one hits the zone too, so Corral down quickly 0-2. And that does indeed look like Browning out there at second base. As Corral, good morning, good afternoon, and good night for the first out.
Yeah, 3 Ks for Corral now. Not the afternoon that Corral wanted.
So now up Roberto Diaz with 1 out. Nice job from Jantz, able to come from second into the game on the hump and do some quick work.
You know, it could be beneficial because you're coming off that adrenaline and you're kind of feeling yourself almost, and you want to help out your team more with the bat and now on the mound.
Misses. 2-0.
Now Roberto leads the team in walks, so if he gets on, that won't really be a surprise. And he is a base stealing threat.
That one's up. So 3-0 the count now. And like you said, so leading the team with 13 walks coming into this game.
Yeah, obviously when you're down 8, there's no quick remedy to try to get back on this, so you got to slowly get men on base.
In there, 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Off the fist and into left field for a base hit.
And when you're hot, you're hot. You get those kind of jam shots into shallow left. And that one chuckled away from the shortstop. I think Diaz thought about advancing an extra 90 feet, but thought better of it.
He did not want to make an out at second.
Exactly.
So Diaz stays hot, able to get his second hit on the evening as I'll bring it to the top of the order in Verrett.
Yeah, Verrett yet to get a hit, 0 for 3 with a hit-by-pitch RBI. Yeah, there's only been 4 hits for the Falcons, and that was the first non-extra base hit. Amazingly enough, that was the first single. Yeah, the hits so far.
The triple from Diaz,
a double from
Chenard,
and the homer from Krebs.
Wow.
Yeah. Some funky stat lines.
That's a cycle, a team cycle.
Yeah, finally got the team cycle.
That's in the dirt. Gets away from Sanchez. Doesn't know where it is. Jantz is going to have to come over here and give Sanchez an idea of where it was.
Verrett actually looked at it, but then put his head down. He's like, I'm not telling him where it's at. It was really funny to see.
So Diaz is able to go to second.
I feel like it'd be so in my head. It'd be like, it's right there. What are you doing? But then forget that. I shouldn't help him. I mean, as a catcher, you have the helmet on, and everything is just distracting. So, of course, you're going to lose the ball once in a while.
That's fouled out of play.
And especially like the batter and the umpire are kind of blocking where the ball ended up too. So like your first instinct is to look for the open space. So he's looking to his right and it's right behind him to the left.
So 1-2 the count. Verrett looking to stay alive. At least move Diaz over the pitch. Grounded in front of the plate. Sanchez gets it and throws over to Frakes for the second out.
Yeah, Sanchez knew where that ball was. As Verrett is retired on that.
Up to bat. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter for Cody Gregory and Justin Brown.
The mellow walk-up music of Justin Brown.
I'm a fan.
And I always thought with the last name Brown, and if you want to go old school, I thought you should go James Brown. Go, I feel good. You should do the little dance, you know, as you're walking out.
As he's walking out.
Yeah. You should come on with a robe and then like in the batter's box, just like take off the robe, you know.
So 2 down now. Diaz moved up to third on the ground out.
Now we usually see Brown starting, but with Gregory being as hot as he's been just now pinch hitting.
So that fastball's in there, despite the check swing from Brown. 1-1.
And a different style. He usually wears his high socks, tight pants, but around the ankle they're very loose.
So he lunges and reaches for that one. 1-2.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a genie. You know what I mean? Kind of ruffled at the end, you know.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball. And off the glove of Jackson. Will trickle its way into left field. So the Falcons able to add 1. Make it a 14-7 game now.
Use that magic to make it deflect off of
Catcher.
Jackson.
Number
Get that RBI.
Jared Denning.
Yeah, like you said, Brian, you can't really just go up to the plate and assume you're gonna hit like a 7-run home run. You have to go slowly and hitter by hitter, each player in the lineup, and that's what Solano's doing right now.
You see there, Brown looks a bit shaken up at first.
Yeah, after sitting on the bench and trying to hustle your way on to first, maybe just pulled something. Just not necessarily pulled, but
maybe he just
feel a
tripped
little
on his
tightness.
pants.
Big lead over at first from Brown.
Just get a magic carpet and get a lead off on first.
Imagine being called a genie. That is so funny.
Got the magic stick, you know?
Wow, Brian.
That's out of the zone. 2-0.
Who doesn't love the genie from Aladdin? You know?
As soon as you said genie,
Good
that's
movie.
what I thought.
Great
of.
movie. Classic.
Or Kazam. No, Shaq. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that movie.
It's famous genies, you know? It's a 7-run ball game.
It's a
Things you talk about.
What's your favorite baseball movie?
Sports movies aren't great. I'm just gonna be blunt and just say that. I like Hardball. That one was good with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, that was sad.
Dude, don't even bring that up, Dylan.
That was sad. Let's not talk
That's
about
so
that
sad.
movie.
Yeah.
I
G
really
maybe died. Brings a tear to your eye.
I really
Every time.
liked
Yeah.
Moneyball.
Oh, with
Moneyball
Brad
was
Pitt.
good.
I'm not a fan of Field of Dreams, and it doesn't make me cry, and I cry over everything. So that's a statement.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie, but it's not like everyone makes it out to seem like it's it's
best
baseball.
movie,
Yeah.
Up to bat.
League of
And-
Their
Number
Own.
7.
That's good. I like.
Major League. I do like
Major League
movie.
is absolutely
I've
hilarious.
never seen
Oh,
it.
You've never seen Major
No,
League?
I'm not a fan of Charlie
I
Sheen.
highly recommend it.
yeah.
Highly
And then
recommend it.
favorite baseball movie without a doubt, Rookie of the Year. Where he breaks his arm.
yeah.
That's my favorite baseball movie. That's for sure.
You like Sandlot? Or is it
You know
kinda
what? I
like-
actually think Sandlot's a little overrated.
Okay.
Like,
What
I
about
can see
Bull
that.
Durham?
Never
actually, I haven't seen Bull Durham.
Wow,
never
you
seen
guys
that
are missing out. Kevin Costner is good in that movie.
You know, the Rookie, Dennis Quaid. Where
Yeah,
he plays
that's a really
Rays.
good one too.
Dylan is yelling at us, bench warmers.
Wouldn't categorize that as a baseball movie per se.
It's like a summer catch baseball movie
Oh,
with
no,
Freddie
no.
Prinze Jr. and
You know what? I'm going to say this. The reason why I don't like Field of Dreams is because Shoeless Joe Jackson was like the main character played by Ray Liotta. And Ray Liotta was left-handed and Joe Jackson is right-handed. If you're not, it's that simple. Just get it right, guys. That just pissed me off watching the movie.
That one's in the dirt. 2-1 count for Pribolinski. See there, Denning at first, able to get on from a walk.
And I want to say in the movie, someone referred to runs as points. it's just little things like that too that get to me, that I'm just like, okay, I'm over this movie.
42 was a really good one.
Oh my goodness, Chadwick Boseman as Jackie Robinson.
That's driven. And off of Jackson's chest, goes into left field. Brown coming from second and scoring. So that'll be an E5 from Jackson.
Yeah, earlier we thought maybe Brown, he's doing a little dance there. But he hustled around around the bases to score on that.
Still looks a little bit hobbled, but
like Brian said,
still
though,
blazing speed.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench, and then the only at bat he has to sprint down first base, and then he has to score all the way to home. So of course he's gonna be feeling something, but hopefully it's nothing serious.
Yeah. Stretching is like an underrated part of like warming up, you know? Like if you don't stretch, you'll feel it.
Oh my God, I love that.
That is very true.
Stretching is so underrated. Even when I go to the gym, I don't stretch.
Very underrated.
And I'll feel it when I go home.
I think when you're 20, like you could get away with it a little bit. As soon as you
but
get a
once
little older,
you know, when it starts reaching the mid to late 20s, that's when it starts hitting you. You gotta like set aside time for stretching. You know, before, after the game, like off day, everything.
You know, the worst thing that ever happened to me was I was late to practice when I was playing softball, and I just jumped in like doing the like running thing we were doing, and my calf started to. Oh my God! You know, I don't know what you call it. I feel like there's a name when your calf tightens up.
Cramp.
Well, yeah, cramp, but
Charlie horse.
Charlie horse, but is that in your thigh or?
Just anywhere.
Yeah, it was the worst feeling in the world. I would never wish that.
Calf cramps are terrible. Have you ever gotten a bicep cramp?
No, I haven't. Have you seen like the ab cramps?
Oh,
like,
no.
Oh my God.
I haven't. Krebs drives that past Jackson and Duran into left field, but staying put at third is Denning. So bases are loaded now with Chenard at the plate
Yeah, I
with
saw
2
this
down.
video where this guy had an ab cramp, and in his six-pack, only one of them was raised, and it just froze. Oh my God.
Okay.
That
This is why I don't have abs.
Just
Yeah, Chenard's now up with the bases loaded, and last time the bases were loaded, he had a clearing the bases double, so he's trying to replicate that at bat here.
With the same runners at the spots they were in before, so a little deja vu for Chenard.
Yeah, the dugout saying do it again, so they remember.
An exact replica going back to the 4th inning. See if he can recreate it here. Grounded foul. Down 0-2 now.
And there is some activity in Merced's bullpen as Jance, he started out the inning really strong with that strikeout at Corral, but after that, and after our movie talk, Solano started to rally here.
It's movies. It just gets everyone going. So you're welcome, Solano.
The 0-2 in the dirt. Nice block from Sanchez.
Yeah, the running theme of the game has been walks and hit by pitches. So for Chenard, he just needs to go up there, not do too much. And if Durant's going to lob one over and, you know, in the dirt or something, just let it be and maybe get on with and score a run like that. You don't have to do too much.
Jance here, 1 and 2, has great count leverage here to try to get Chenard to chase something here.
The 1-2. And Chenard is down on strikes. Really questionable call on that one as the Falcons are retired to end the inning. So Falcons able to put 2 on the board as we head to the top of the 9th.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.
Welcome back as we are in the final inning of play. As we have Tyler Butterfield leading it off.
We finally have a relief pitcher coming in with a clean inning. Robert Meadows, left-handed pitcher. Solano calls him Bobby. Apparently that's what everybody called him back in Fairfield High.
Bobby, come on.
So Bobby Meadows, 5'5", freshman, left-handed pitcher.
Making just his second appearance on the year. As that first pitch is out. Butterfield batting from the right side this time. As you guys saw, switch hitter.
Yeah, yet to be retired. Hasn't really changed anything, whether he's been batting right-handed or left-handed. Batting right-handed, he's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. And then batting left-handed, he's 1 for 1 with a single and 2 walks. Has an RBI and a run from each side of the plate, too. So literally couldn't be any more balanced. Yeah.
Yeah, going back to Bobby, was seeing him playing for Fairfield. He was a great under me. He was actually really great under Coach Bible, and his little brother actually plays baseball too. He's a junior now, and hopefully he's going to come to Solano too and provide some runs and some pitching. I'm not sure if he's a pitcher now. He used to back in the day for Solano.
Bobby definitely doesn't want to provide runs as the pitcher.
So Butterfield able to work a walk, and that'll be his 4th on the day.
Yeah.
So that on-base percentage skyrocketing.
Now that split is completely even, where it's a single and 2 walks from each side of the plate and a run and an RBI from each side of the plate as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So Frakes is up, down 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1.
I don't know. This game has been there's just so much we saw that it's been like firsts for everyone. Like you said, that crazy stat you just threw up for Butterfield, and there was 117 walks. I'm sure there's more. I'm not even keeping track at this point. Just a crazy game, and it's only, I feel like 14-8 isn't even that crazy for what we saw today.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been way out of control.
Yeah, the walk that was just issued to Butterfield was the 10th by Merced alone.
That's driven into right field. That's high. That's deep. That is off the wall. Sorry, I had the Denning in the way of me. So Butterfield will score, and here's the throw, and in there is Frakes.
I love how you're
on the
blaming
RBI triple.
Hey, I thought that was out for sure.
Yeah, you were doing the home run call.
Yeah, I was twirling my finger to touch
You got to
them
start
all.
off with it.
Yeah.
And then, if it hits there, but I had my vision entirely blocked.
Denning.
And then I didn't see it on the screen because
He's
of
a
the
catcher.
lighting.
He blocks the plate. He blocks the
You're
announcer vision. That's just what he does.
On the screen, on the monitor, I couldn't pick up the ball
Man,
so
you just
quick.
throwing blame everywhere
know.
now. let me
Did
take
you guys
karma. I throw some shrapnel my way of blame.
Did you guys see the ball when it first landed?
Yes, I did.
It's probably because I was looking out left field and looked
Or no,
straight to
because
the
Denning
monitor.
was in your way. Because he should obviously, when the ball's hit, move so we can see. Right?
He turns and says, "Excuse me, Chris."
I should have said, "Excuse me."
Excuse me, Chris, can you see?
Is your vision obstructed by my presence?
Does Denning talk like that, Brian?
Wow. Okay, things are devolving quickly here.
I'm saying he doesn't talk like a 19th century butler.
No? Is that just my impression of him?
Okay.
No.
2-1 the count is
Now
Denning's.
listen here, Robert.
What is he saying? No.
Oh, the meeting's over.
Okay. He's like, I heard Brian make fun of me, so I have to run back. I can't get over Chris blaming Denning.
No, I'm not blaming Denning it whatsoever. I was just saying that he was in my view, so I couldn't. And
that sounds like blaming to me.
everyone seemed to line up right where the ball was landing, and I couldn't pick the ball up. That one's up, 3-1.
Remember Brian when he said there was a Falcon on the field?
I did not. You guys never let me finish my sentence on that one. You guys just jumped right to conclusion. I'll still stand by my word. For the viewers out there, I hope you guys agree with me. That's inside, and
Bobby's pissing.
did not go.
He may be small, but he's feisty, okay?
So Jackson is hit on the pitch.
I'm not sure who that warning to the bench was directed at, but Solano does have their quote-unquote final warning.
So runners at the corners now with Sanchez up. He had that 2 RBI single last inning. Part of the 7-run inning for the Blue Devils to check on Jackson at first.
Yeah, Sanchez 3 RBIs, 2 hits, a single and a double, 1 run scored. He's also struck out twice.
The pitch fouled back into the netting.
Yeah, he's also sporting that kind of that wristband with all the I think the defensive alignments.
I heard I heard the coach call out some numbers last half inning when the Falcons were at bat. And I think it's a defensive alignment for them. So an interesting. Usually I see it on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, Josh Kinder, one of our camera people here today, said that like he noticed that at one point every single infielder at once looked at their armband to kind of see what the coach had called.
That's driven onto right field, slicing, stays up for Krebs. Here's the throw to the plate. And not in time, as that's just to the right of Denning.
You know, that was a great throw, but just like you said, it was off the line a little bit. But it was a great throw from Krebs to Denning. Just
to the right enough. Of it, yeah. Kind of overthrew his cutoff man, too. If Jackson wanted to tag, he probably could have made it to second. But obviously playing it safe with a 8-run ball game right now.
Just a little safe.
So a sac fly for Sanchez, able to give him 4 RBIs on the day. That's fouled, and we have a pinch hitter in Kobe Nguyen for the Blue Devils, getting his first plate appearance of the day. Jackson with a decent lead over there at first. The pitch, back pick from Denning, and gets back in there as Jackson. Once again, that righty glove over there at first. You wonder if Gutierrez was there, maybe the Falcons would have a better of a chance to get the runner.
.55, 130 for the diminutive Kobe Nguyen, freshman.
Pretty even when it comes to pitcher hitter right now.
Yeah.
2-1 the count. The pitch from Meadows. Fouled.
You know, quote unquote short people get up. Anyone that's under, I feel like 5'10" in baseball is considered like really short, but they get a bad rap be saying that they're not really gonna make it into the game. You don't have power, this and this and that, but that's just not true.
Yeah, look at Jose Altuve.
Altuve is the inspiration for anyone that sits at that height. That's grounded and past Diaz on into left field for a base hit.
And as a Red Sox fan, obviously Dustin Pedroia, as 5'8", he generates so much power as well.
See, Pedroia looks taller than Altuve by a lot. Yeah. By a lot, but Altuve looks so much bigger than Pedroia.
Yeah, he's just dense. He's just
rock solid.
And then on the Yankees, isn't there Torres? Isn't he really short?
Oh, Torres.
Yeah. He doesn't necessarily have the pop that the other two do, though.
Torres,
excuse me.
So we have a pinch hitter once again for the Blue Devils, and
rocking the stash. Carlos McIntyre.
Wow.
That's some serious 70s.
You know what?
Mustache.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
That looks like some Just for Men in there.
Yeah.
To darken that up.
I'm a fan.
The pitch from Meadows misses. Wow, that is gnarly.
The Yankees, they're known for mustaches because they can't grow beard. Well, I mean, they can.
No facial hair,
but they're not allowed
mustache.
to. Yeah. So every time I see that, I think of Don Mattingly back in the day with his thick stash.
So that one finds the zone, evens it up at 1-1.
You know, imagine being a grown man and someone telling you can't grow a beard. Like, it's against the rules. That's so funny to me.
And when Johnny Damon went from the Red Sox to the... he was the king of the beard. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
He became John Damon. He was no longer Johnny. Jonathan Damon.
Jonathan. Are you allowed to have long hair?
No.
No, right?
So
Yeah,
there's
he
a
had to
certain
cut
cutoff
it.
point.
You gotta have it.
I don't like that.
It's part of the Steinbrenner.
And
you
yeah,
know,
people are thinking
brand.
Jeter is gonna do that with the Marlins because Jeter's very
Clean
Yankee
cut.
oriented. Yeah, that too.
A curveball catches McIntyre looking for the second out.
At least you have your mustache. I'm trying to look on the bright side, folks.
No, that's right.
You always gotta look on the bright side.
And it's a really beautiful mustache at that. I'm a fan.
So 2 down now, and we have another pinch hitter, and Matthew McElroy.
Staying on the topic of facial hair, sorry, Brian, I'm not a fan of David Ortiz. Whatever that was, I hated it.
That's interesting. Ooh, as that one hits McElroy. Also looked like it hit Denning.
It hit Denning more than it hit McElroy. That's for sure.
So bases are now loaded. I was able to bring it back to the top of the order in Duran.
Yeah, sack fly his last at bat, and we'll replay that last pitch.
Whatever that was, I hated it.
That's interesting. Ooh, is that one
that deflection?
Double whammy.
Yeah.
Misses. Yeah, the David Ortiz look just isn't. It's not even facial hair. It's like I don't even know. Like I've never seen that type of design on someone's face. It's just too low. It just does not look
There's a pattern in it. There's some line.
good.
A face sideburn.
Swing and a miss from Duran.
It's like you're on MLB The Show and you decided just to like draw something
Yeah.
randomly on your face.
Looks like some scribbles.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss from Duran again brings it to 2-2.
Oh yeah.
Deuces wild.
What's the redheads guy that got traded to the Yankees?
Frazier
Frazier. Yeah, he had to cut his hair, right? Or
had to cut off his locks
Yeah.
that he had. And the facial hair he did too.
The prospect Frazier, right? Not
Yeah.
The,
Not Todd
not the
Frazier.
Todd,
Yeah.
Not the Todd father.
The
Who's a
Todd father
vet
was kind of
now.
growing a stash last year when he came over to the Yankees. That was kind of banging. That fastball's inside and finds the zone to catch Duran looking to end the inning. So Blue Devils able to add a couple more, and the Falcons down to their last licks in the bottom of the half.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back. Gabe Caravantes will lead it off here in the bottom of the ninth as the Falcons are down to the last 3 outs.
See Kaito Yoshida, sophomore out of Konan High School out of Kagoshima, Japan. Thought I handled the Japanese for you, Chris. It's my heritage.
I was wondering why you were pronouncing that so smoothly, Brian.
Gotta flex my Japanese muscles sometimes. Yeah, Yoshida has an interesting motion. It's very...
Seems to be working out, though.
Yeah.
We saw him in warm-ups just a moment ago, and, really just the slider I saw was the most effective pitch that he threw.
Yeah, he's definitely going to set up everything to have that be his put-away pitch, and he's going to put that in his back pocket.
Without a doubt. 1-1, the count to Caravantes. There it was. 2-1, misses low.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tricky for these guys to pick up his delivery. It does help that Juarez started the game with similar location of the release point, but different pitching motions for sure.
Submarine-esque almost for Yoshida.
There's a little pause, though, at the back side of his motion where he just kind of freezes.
See, I always wonder that why Japanese players always do the pause in, whether it be hitting or pitching. I never understood that.
I think it's a timing thing mostly. They teach for specifically timing, especially that little rock sometimes is just kind of, it aligns everything for the mechanics that they drill into you. So a lot of Japanese pitchers and players have like a timing mechanism so that they can repeat their delivery as exact as possible every single time.
Yeah, and you even see it with hitting. For example, Hideki Matsui, Otani. When they hit, it's like a slow leg kick. It almost clocks back. And so Corral is hit on that one. First and second, no outs.
So that's hit by pitch number 5 and 6 on the game to add to the 18 walks.
Wow. Just crazy stats here today.
Yeah.
Just a crazy game in general.
So I think Roberto's safe being on the left side of the batter's box. But who knows if Yoshida starts to try to pound inside for the strike zone.
That one misses. You see Otani?
I didn't. I saw a stat line, but I didn't actually watch it.
He had a nice single the other day. RBI single. I think he got 2 walks, too. But he also pitched, and I saw him pitch against the Brewers, and he had some nasty stuff. It was, a good changeup and slider.
Yeah, the Otani situation is so interesting because he could hold out and try to get max dollars, but he decided to come when he was young and have a minor league sort of contract where he's still arbitration eligible. He didn't come as a free agent where you get the $100 million contract where he could have waited and played in Japan for 5 more years or something like that, but he wanted the best competition, so he came when he did.
Yeah, he stays the way he is, or I should say how he played in Japan, and translate that over to, the MLB. He could have a big payday for him.
Yeah, him and the Reds prospect Green, those guys can revolutionize the game, I think, with two-way players, the way that athletes are built nowadays. Maybe that's the next evolution of baseball because we haven't seen that too much in the major leagues at all. But maybe you see how sports evolve. You never would have thought in basketball there'd be the Greek freak at 7 foot being the primary ball handler for the Milwaukee Bucks, but let alone here we are, and you have 7-footers hitting 3-point shots. You wouldn't have seen that in basketball, and I think this is kind of baseball's next evolution of, hey, we just have athletes, and why are we just wasting our athletes on one side of the ball? Let's use them if they can hit and they can play the field and pitch as well. Use them as an all-around sort of weapon.
Yeah, the game of baseball has definitely evolutionized, like you said, and especially going back towards the bullpen. As you saw, in the past few years, Andrew Miller, Aroldis Chapman, all them just being implemented into earlier innings than usually worked. Usually they come in as a closer role, in the 8th, 9th inning, eighth inning if it were to be the early save, but just the game's changing day by day. So, but we have a new pitcher.
Yeah, speaking of changes,
for the Blue Devils, and Evan Funk up there at the mound looking to finish this one off for them. So quick day for Yoshida, unable to get the job done as he loads the bases with no outs.
I wonder if they have play that funky music on the from Christine's music there. Oh, and this is the other interesting thing. They have 2 Japanese players, but they also have 2 Canadian players, sophomore out of South Central High School in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah,
really, talk about recruiting.
Yeah.
Man.
Dakota Merced. Yeah, they also have a pitcher or another player from Saskatchewan on the roster. They have a position player who's also from Japan. So international flair to this 9th inning with a Canadian relieving a Japanese pitcher.
I could see, maybe from like Nevada, Oregon, Arizona, but you're talking a handful of guys from different countries.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And a community college recruiting from that is just, shows how aggressive they are and how bad they want to succeed.
Yeah, it's been consistent too. Like covering Merced in non-conference play for a couple years now. They've had other Japanese players as well, so it's not a sort of fluke that this one year we happen to have a couple Japanese players. I think they have some sort of communication with, maybe they have a sister school that has a baseball program like in the high school systems in Merced.
That one just misses Verrett. Looked like it hit right between his legs. Could have been another hit by pitch.
Yeah. 2 hit by pitches and a walk to add to the total. So we're nearing 20 walks, folks.
That's in the dirt right in front of the plate. 2-1. Still no outs. Verrett on the top of the order. The pitch outside, 3-1. Highly doubt Verrett is going to take a hack here.
And so actually we already have 20 walks. The Diaz walk was the 20th. 10 for each team.
Man. Ground ball through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Runners will just move up 1 base, and nice job from Jackson on that throw-in from Butterfield in left field to keep it where it's at. So an RBI single for Isaiah Verrett, his first hit on the evening, as we have a 16-9 ball game now.
Yeah, it's got to feel good when you're coming in 5 at-bats, only reaching once on a hit by pitch. And he collects the second RBI of the game as well with that RBI hit. And Justin Brown, who singled and came around to score. Also drove into a run with that single. Good block there by Sanchez.
Really has had his work cut out for him today.
Yeah. And now Funk, being a lefty, he has to work completely different because each time he was diving out to his right, but now with the break of the breaking ball, he has to dive to his left.
The 1-0. Outside 2-0.
And there is, again, shockingly, activity in the Merced bullpen.
You don't say, Brian.
Yeah.
The 2-0 from Funk. 3-0 now. And you think Brown walks, another run scores. Denning's up next on deck. Still no outs.
Yeah.
You could see if Denning gets a pitch he likes, a big hit, say a bases clearing double or even a home run, hypothetically. So Brown, an RBI walk brings it to a 16-10 game now. Still no outs. And it looks to be we have yet again another pitching change.
Because there's no outs and the bases are loaded, obviously. So the game tying batter is in the hole because Denning's up. Priblinski on deck is the 5th run. And Krebs would be the tying run in the hole. So
And we see Krebs, obviously, with that home run back in
Yeah.
the 7th. You know, things are looking pretty good here for the Falcons. You could see them jump right back into this with just one swing of the bat.
Man, if Merced wanted to be really tricky and had some gamesmanship to them, they'd make pitching changes every pitch until the darkness sets in.
That's a bold strategy.
Yes.
That is a bold
Yes.
strategy, Brian.
Am I that diabolical that I thought of that?
Very. I think so.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see how many pitchers they've used today.
This is Brady Mello. I think he's the 6th or 7th? 7th?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's the 8th. 8th pitcher on the day for the Blue Devils. And you never would have expected it with the score being 16 to 10.
They have more pitching changes than Solano does. And there you get a good shot of the moon. You see the sun is dipping down. We have less than an hour of sunlight left.
I'd say on the brinks of maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
It's coming down quickly now.
And Mello is in a hurry to warm up.
Yeah, taking his time. I wonder if, as they have another arm in the bullpen.
Yeah, they do.
In the Blue Devils, but I wonder if, that crossed the mind of at least one of the players on the team, a coach, to just kind of prolong this game and cut it down.
You make the substitution, they get their warm-up pitches too. Obviously not in the spirit of competition, but, and it's non-conference, really. Does it win really matter that much?
Matters, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, yeah.
As I was driven into right field, but that's popped and falls down for a base hit. So runners will move up just one base. That throw in, nice block from Sanchez. So an RBI single for Jared Denning brings it to 16-11 now.
I definitely
right off the bat, I thought it was gone. But
I did too. It was just off the end of the
then
bat.
I saw it dying, and I was like, okay, Steely looks a little bit too deep out there to make a play on that.
But don't look now, tying run on deck for the Falcons. And Bryce, you and Saw talk a lot about the gloves in the back pocket look when you're batting.
Ground ball, foul. Just left with the third base bag.
And, man, Verrett let that go past him, and it almost snuck right over the top of that third base bag, but just went foul.
Might have blocked the vision of the ball from Jackson.
It was a very heady play.
Deceiving.
Yeah. That is in the spirit of the game of, hey, I'm in the path, but that doesn't mean I have to get out of your way.
That's another gray area, another topic of discussion for another day.
Yeah.
Of base running, interference, catcher, or everything. So 0-2 is Privilinski. He lays off a breaking ball, brings it to 1-2.
I think everybody's on edge with the surprising activity in this bottom of the ninth.
That misses. Nice eye from Privilinski to bring it back to 2-2.
6 straight batters have reached in this bottom of the ninth. Still no out. Bases loaded for Bryce Privilinski.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss from Privilinski. So that'll be one out now. Nice job from Mello.
Number 20.
Able to finally record the first out of the inning. And that'll leave up Kyle Krebs with one out.
And Krebs homered in the 7th inning. He has 2 hits, single and a home run, 2 walks as well. So 2 for 3. 2 runs scored with an RBI.
First pitch to Krebs is in the dirt.
Again, good block by Sanchez. Verrett has to be very sure that Sanchez is far away from the ball to even attempt to advance, because you do not want to give up any outs on the base paths.
So Falcons scoring 3 runs here in the bottom of the ninth, making it at least a ball game now again. Just one swing of the bat can change it.
And there's a great hitters count here to Krebs. We talked about maybe some of the miscues he had on in right field defensively, but really his bat is the reason why he's in this lineup.
Takes that fastball. 2-1.
Him taking that inside pitch kind of tells me that he's looking outside to maybe poke something into shallow right center, maybe try to split the gap. Working away on his approach.
2-1 to Krebs. 3-1.
So again, 2-0, 3-1, your two main hitting counts that you see where a hitter will try to look for a pitch in a specific location and try to put a charge into it.
Here's the pitch. Fouled as Krebs swung at that high fastball.
And when you
brings it to a full count now.
When you foul a ball straight off like that, you know you're right on time with it, timing-wise, because you just got under it a little bit. So that foul ball tells me that Krebs is on it. 3-2. Bases loaded.
Let's see what Mello throws here. The 3-2. Driven out into right field. Back goes Steely and makes the catch, tagging Isverette and scoring. So a sac fly for Kyle Krebs brings it to a 16-12 ball game, but Falcons are down to their last out.
So that was the approach that I saw from Kyle when that's the exact kind of swing that I expected him to put into a ball based off of him taking that inside pitch. He really wanted that outside pitch to try to hit it to the right field, but they're just right at Steely, and Steely's been really good out in right field.
Looks very comfortable as that one's roped into left field, off the glove of Duran into left field. Here comes Brown, unable to get that one is Butterfield as it went right under his glove, throws it in. And Sanchez finally able to kill the play. An RBI single for Jorge Chenart keeps the game alive.
We talk about how close baseball is, a matter of inches, and there Duran just couldn't get up high enough. And also Butterfield charging, went right under his glove. Inch here, inch there. Could have been the third out. It could have been holding the runner from first from going to third. So tie run at the plate.
So Caravantes looking to get the tying run on board and give the Falcons a chance here.
And Caravantes got hit by a pitch earlier in this inning and scored.
There goes Chenart, swinging a miss from Caravantes. That'll be defensive indifference. No stolen base for Chenart on that one.
And there it just kind of puts Chenart in a good scoring position. Should Caravantes split a gap, then he scores easily, where if he was on first, that'd be a very aggressive base run to try to send him in.
Here's the pitch. Hits the outside black. 1-2. And Sanchez is going to go have a quick little talk to Mello, maybe discuss this 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, I don't expect this next pitch to be a challenge. I expect it to be off speed, maybe low and away. Try to get Caravantes to chase.
Here's a 1-2 to Caravantes. Breaking ball lays off. Great job of that eye of Caravantes.
Yeah, great job from both sides. That's exactly the pitch that you want if you're Mello, to try to get Caravantes fishing, but better eye by Caravantes to spit on that one.
Falcons down to the last strike. Swing and a miss from Caravantes, and that'll do it. So the Blue Devils get their 9th win on the season as they move 9-5. And the Falcons move to 4-10. Santa Rosa, big game on Thursday. We'll see about that one depending on the weather. Brian, what'd you see from today's game?
Man, it was a long, arduous game from both sides. We talked about the amount of walks and hit by pitches really extended this game. But for Solano, I think it's been kind of a gradual progression on the season, and this has just been another game of that, where your offense, you're finding a groove, putting up 13 runs. That's not easy to do consistently in college baseball, and to produce runs like they have been. Their lineup seems to have a good chemistry up and down, where guys are picking up other guys, so you're getting on base, driving them in with the guys behind you. So you're finding a nice rhythm there. I think it's just a matter of finding that pitching and getting good, solid, consistent starting pitching. Teddy Natter a little bit rough to start with the 6 earned runs in the first 2 innings, but give him credit. He battled and extended that 2 innings to a solid 5, and that's all you can ask for a Solano starter. And then the bullpen, they couldn't hold that deficit at 1 run. Merced able to put up that 7th spot. That really was the difference in this game, and that's what led the Blue Devils to defeat the Falcons here tonight.
Yeah, Falcons playing much better as of late, but fall short in this one, 16-3. Chris Zavaglia along with Brian Nelson here on the Solano College Sports Network. We'll see you guys Thursday.